wish I could touch the ground. My future's covered in smoke, but my head is up in the clouds. And maybe this will all fade after one bad day, and I'll be okay. But my life is in the worst place, and I can't wait for heartbreak from my mistakes. I don't wanna burn these bridges anymore. It's easy to say things you don't mean when you're at war. I'm just too tired to fight, but there's an end in sight. Wave the white flag, I'm yours tonight. 'Cause my heart can't take these heights. I need your love with me for life. I need your love, I need your love with me for life.
Welcome to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Fans Esports Arena. Tonight we get to preview the upcoming Esports Tower Summer event. The Barracudas, Vipers, and Scorpions are all back facing off against each other as a practice for... Hi, Doc. As a practice for the upcoming event. The Penguins will not be attending, and we're also inviting them to scrim to see how they stack up against these teams. I'm your host, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me on desk to call all the action is Joe Tacky Chigbrow. All right, Joe. So as we just announced to everyone, the Lions are not going to our summer event here for Esports Tower, which is going to be coming up here in a couple of weeks. However, their members are kind of dispersed throughout the rosters. How do you feel as though that's gonna, mix into everything at least today?
Well, I think in this kind of situation, we'll really get to see how the playstyles that the Esports Towers kids are being taught kind of mesh in together. When you're being taught by a lot of the same people with a lot of the same philosophy on it, it can't be that hard to interweave. There will be some communication issues, but it'll be nice to see how these players are talented individually, even without the help of the team they're used to.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how some of the more aggressive playstyle works into some things, because I tend especially to notice that when we bring these really aggressive, really high scoring players into some of these rosters, it ends up turning that person into the person that ends up taking everyone else in their backpack, and they kind of anticipate that person doing everything. And when you do that much and force that much onto one poor soul, sometimes they get shut down a little bit, but it tends to be okay. And as we do have the Scorpions and the Barracudas, they're going to be going up against each other in this first game this evening. And if you are new to our Esports Tower Rumble, it is pretty easy to understand. I mean, it's 3v3 soccer, golden goal overtime, and I do believe these are going to be best of 5 scrim games. So best of luck to everyone, and as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be the Scorpions, Barracudas, Vipers, and Penguins going off against each other today in our... Oh, this is best of 7. My apologies. They're going to be different throughout the evening. But yes, as I mentioned, those are the teams going up against each other. And before we jump into these matches, I want to give a quick reminder to everyone on Twitch. And that's going to be support your team, celebrate the successes, and be respectful to the other fans. Mods will remove anyone who violate these chat rules. So those are the keys to anyone who's watching. But the keys to the game in Rocket League for our players tonight from esportstower.com are going to be create mistakes, punish the overcommits, play the walls better, and demo in the goal. Score pro advice at esportstower.com, where you can improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. So let's get ready to kick off our summer showcase. I have so many S's, and I am slurring all of them together. Between the Barracudas facing off against the Scorpions. Barracudas have been a notorious powerhouse team coming out of Esports Towers. We'll be very interested to see how they stack up against the Scorpions, considering they might have a roster shakeup that we are unaware of. But overall, they've been a team I kind of cheered for from the very beginning. Considering the Lions aren't here today, I don't feel bad rooting for them. Are you going to continue to root for the Vipers from, like, square one today?
Well, like you said, we might see completely different rosters from any team. So I'll be excited regardless. But at this point, I'm just attached to the Vipers title. So I'm happy to see where these teams are going to lay off, and I'm happy to see where the Lions kind of intertwine.
All right. It looks like for the Scorpion squad, we've got Gababy, Nano, and Potato coming out. And that is Enzo, who's playing on the NO account over there for the Barracudas, with Observing Oswald as well as Sussy Santa Lover. All right, some very creative names and more S's from me to mess up coming in today. Barracudas already scored 1, hasn't even been a full 20 seconds yet.
We're looking at 2 very strong rosters so far, just easily recognized names with some powerhouse players. And this should be an overall close game. The Barracudas coming out on top early, but Potato is looking to turn that around for his team. The pass will go in the favor of Orange, however, and Observing Oswald has an opportunity, but barely misses out. A last-minute save from Enzo will keep them in the game a little bit longer. Nano bumped. Observing Oswald takes a shot of his own, a little bit off, and the play will kind of fizzle out.
We have Potato pushing forward right now with a pass over to Nano. Santa Lover tries to get into that pass. Really can't quite get it, though, because they weren't fast enough. Nano redirects, sending it back towards Potato at the midfield. He's going to pop it up over 1. Can't get it over Santa Lover. Santa now pushing forward to the midfield. Has a double commit from their own teammate as well as one of the Scorpions players. Ball still here, kind of dead in the water at the mid. Gets lobbied to the back corner by Gababy. Santa Lover will try to pop it up. Nano, though, dumps it down into the net. That's goal number 1 for the Scorpions. We are now tied 1 aside.
Taking those docks keys to the game very seriously. The demo will open up the side. The shot will take Nano, pushing them to the scoreline. Potato unable to do anything with there. Almost a scoring opportunity for Gababy. With from the blue side, will lead Potato having to defuse in his own corner. Losing it for Gababy. Plays it slow. Doesn't get around. Observing Oswald. Could be dangerous. Oh, the shot goes barely around Potato. Nano has a little bit of time, hits it away. And now Enzo will have to play slow.
The coaches have assembled this Barracudas team to be made up of a lot of the veteran members from the Esports Tower as a whole, and the coaches are very excited to see how they perform together again as a group going into our July Invitational, whereas the Scorpions are a rather newer squad. Yes, there are recognizable names because they've made names for themselves within the last couple of months, but overall they do not have the same amount of experience within the Esports Tower as our Barracuda squad, so it'll be interesting to see how they stack up. We have Nano redirecting this ball to midfield, trying to get to Potato, who does manage to get a nose on it to send it right back to Nano, but it looks like, ooh, that's a great shot from Santa Lover with no one to stop it, and that brings the Barracudas up by 1.
A slight overcommit will put the Barracudas ahead once more. Now they just have to hold that lead, but still a lot of time left on the clock. Nano, tasked with finding a way around 1, is able to get it high in the air, unable to get past 1. Oh, they both double commit whiff, so it does end up working out. A little bit of bump in the defensive end. Potato looks for a shot, is blocked by Enzo. Baby playing back a little bit. Enzo the tap out. Maybe a double commit from Blue. Nope, not quite there. Now Gababy has a little bit of time to bang it down to Nano.
Baby will elevate, get it past Santa Lover. Potato comes in for the follow-up off that crossbar. It will be redirected. Nano going for a reset to center it up for, it looks like them possibly Potato, but they pushed a little too far forward. Unfortunately, it was a slight whiff on Potato and Nano's part. Enzo trying to go forward, has the ball stopped by Gababy. So Sussy Santa Lover comes in, passes the ball to Oswald. Oswald sends it to the back third, the Scorpion side of the field. Potato pushing forward now, has a double commit on them. Has not lost possession just yet. Finally does to Enzo, who's going to hit it off the back wall for opportunity for a teammate taken away by the baby. Now it's up to the speed that the Scorpions have been using to their advantage, according to the coaches, to help them find the second goal to equalize us out here as we get to the 100-second mark.
Barracuda's taking offense. Potato slows down a little bit, but Santa has an opportunity, passes it off the back wall to no one. Potato, slow playing, looking for a beat pass one, is unable to get it, so Enzo will tap out to his teammate. Oswald solo playing, Nano takes it away. Oswald looks for a pass mid. Potato's up. Oh, and beaten by Enzo, an opportunity barely thrown, but the follow-up from his team will create the differential.
We have 1 minute and 15 seconds left on that clock for the Scorpions to find 2 goals for themselves. Barracudas are sitting in a very comfortable position. Up by 2 means they cannot be brought into overtime by a buzzer beater. They just have to maintain this lead. Typically the one that goes up by 2 at this point is the one to come out on top. We'll have to see if that rings true for this team. Enzo here at the midfield has the ball taken away by Baby. Now Santa Lover in the corner looking to send the ball back towards the mid. Has it stolen away by Potato. Potato getting pressure put on them by observing Oswald and Sussy. Santa Lover. Baby pushes the ball back into that corner but backs off, expecting Nano to come forward. Unfortunately, Nano over-rotated. Potato goes forward as we do see a demo come out onto one of the Barracudas members.
A little bit of double commit from the Scorpions, where Potato will come out on top. Does lose to 50-50 on the wall, so Nano has to chase. Almost is beaten by the Barracudas. Double commit again from Scorpions. Some communication errors all around. A good pass up to Baby. He won't make contact, however. Potato pushes it off the backboard. Almost gets it past Enzo, but instead, Nano will have to pitch it back across. Baby tries to interfere. Unable to do anything more. Has to leave it. Now, Barracudas are on offense.
That ball just kind of got pinched off and into the net. Barracudas are now up by 3. 8 seconds left on the clock. It's probably a GG go next for the Scorpions. It is a best of 7, so losing the first one is not that big of a deal. But if the goal here is to bring it to the full 7 series, you got to be careful if your rule of thumb is to go for speed, because you could get gassed very early on as the ball hits the ground at the 0-second mark. Does look like the Barracudas will win out that one very heavy-handedly.
Yeah, it felt like a lot of the pressure kind of was even between both teams. There was a lot of back and forth, but it did feel like at the end of the day, Barracudas were countering a lot of that offensive pressure that was getting put on them by these big, long clears that no one was prepared for. That last goal, for example, or that one that kind of rolled in from the midline, I'm surprised that nobody was there for that one. But for the last one, even, it kind of felt like they had figured out how to beat them at midfield, and it was just the big banging downfield and them not being ready for it.
And the Scorpions are a very strong roster in their own right. We've seen all those players pop off, but it feels like just there's some double commits that are happening, and as well as you mentioned, getting those clears in that aren't being done with a purpose, rather than communicating that the clear is going to happen, having someone at that midfield position, or just over-committing on those clears, being the Achilles heel right now for the Scorpions. We hope they cleaned it up in the last minute.
Oswald with a pass over to Santa, taps it over. Potato passes down to Enzo. Possession in favor of Enzo, but he loses the 50. Baby will take it into the corner. Unable to do anything more. And now Santa Lover can look for a solo play off the ceiling. Nano beats at the midfield line. Enzo now in the way. Nano beats him out. Oh, nobody makes solid contact, however. Potato will beat out one. Unable to beat out the second. A good 50-50 off the wall. Playing the corner. Barracudas feel pretty safe right now and finally find a big clear out to an open slot.
Nano's going to snag that off of Oswald's clear at the midfield, looking to volley it down to a teammate. It was intended for Gababy, taken away by Oswald. Oswald gets demoed. Enzo slowing down a little, is going to push forward, does not have a lot of pressure coming onto them. Gets it past Gababy, can't get it past Nano though. Gababy pops it up, it does ricochet off the ceiling, but shot on goal from Nano is clean and good, so Scorpions put one on the board for themselves.
Scorpions pulling ahead for the first time in this series. Not a very long series, but definitely a nice change of pace to try to get back in this game. Sussy off the backboard. Nano looking for a pass out. No one. Nanzo gets the touch. Potato. Oh, is beaten off of a dunk. Now Gababy has to tap out the corner, giving away possessions. Santa looks for the pass. Unable to get it to Oswald. Potato slow playing at mid. Maybe looks for a teammate or a flick. Goes for the flick, but is unable to get anything more. But it does tap out to Nano anyway. It's possible that they gave the Scorpions too long there, and the opportunity will be pounced on quickly.
Scorpions now up by 2, but there is still 3 minutes and 35 seconds left on that clock. Let's see if they can maintain their lead in game number 2 here for themselves, or if the Barracudas start to counter their playstyle yet again. Nano stops the ball here in the corner on the back third of the Scorpion side of the field. We have a couple of cars pile up, and Enzo still manages to find that crack and get the ball through into the back of the net. So now Barracudas are only down by 1. Plenty of time left on this clock for the scoreboard to go either way. It's an awkward whiff kickoff does allow Enzo to push forward with the ball, sending it to observing Oswald.
Baby gets the clear, has possession for a little bit longer, but 1 on his tail. One more 50, does get it past Santa. Enzo has to get it out, pass it across his net, but does keep control. Rotato loses the 50-50. Enzo's taking it the entire length of the field, now looks for a pass. Does get a bump instead. Rotato has space though. He's looking for the solo play. We know he likes to go for these flicks. Gets past 1, passes it to a teammate, and Baby almost takes the shot, but Santa is barely in the way. Enzo now looking for an opportunity, but loses the 50-50. Ooh, looking for the pass out mid, unable to do anything more.
Sussy Santa Lover comes in for the challenge against Protato. Ball gets pinched up and towards the ceiling. Nano slowing down a little bit. Does allow observing Oswald to dunk the ball past them. Now they're trying to put pressure on Protato. Find the clear, sending it closer to the midfield. And Nano leads, unfortunately, so the Baby's forced to clean things up here in the corner. Shot's going to be centered up in front of the goal. Cleared out, but I think that was Nano, but Protato went for the chase. Sussy Santa Lover tries to get a touch on it, observing Oswald. Oswald will spike it up. It does get taken away by Nano, sent to the back third onto the Barracuda side of the field. Baby goes for the center up, but unfortunately has the wrong angle. Nano follows it up. Rotations and resets already happened, so Potatoes alone pushing forward. And we have the Baby stop that ball at the mid.
Battle for midfield control right now. Potato taking it slow. Looks for the 50-50. Gets it off the backboard. The clear is not there. I think it might have been the craziest own goal we've ever seen. But the Scorpions will grab another one, putting them 2 ahead again with 1:50 left on the clock. Barracudas need to make the change now. Oswald hitting it right back into the defender, unable to do anything else to make the Baby. Looks for the bang up, but is unable to do anything else. Pass from Nano to the Baby, it'll be good. They'll get it all the way across. Enzo has to play defense, looking for the play off the backboard. Unable to do anything else with it. Rotato will win the 50-50.
Ball does get cleared by Sussy Santa. Enzo trying to get in and get a touch on it. Potato beats them to that ball. Gababy will elevate, stopping the ball from fully crossing across that midfield stripe. Oswald now elevating, gets it over Potato, dunks it down afterwards. Oswald can't get a touch on it. Gababy sends it to the side. Santa Lover tries to recenter it. Cleared out by Potato, but with no one there to get to that ball in time. Enzo gets a touch on it. Demo at the midfield might open things up for a little bit, but since Santa Lover's pushing forward, Nano finds a clear almost, but it's stopped by Enzo.
Air dribble from Enzo, maybe looking for, oh, Gababy is in the way. Takes it slow, takes it around 1, using his time effectively. Nano will come in, take control again. Maybe looking for a pass out mid to teammate. Oh, not quite there. Oswald will tap it out. Sussy Santa Lover picks it out a little bit longer, fighting in the corner. No momentum from either side. And finally, Barracudas are able to get out of there. And still no one prepared after all that time. An opportunity here off the backboard instead, however. The Baby will barely be the savior.
Sussy Santa sends it back into this corner. Enzo tries to give it back to observing Oswald. Gababy and Nano do find the opportunity to send it to Potato. Taken away by Enzo just briefly. The 50-50 goes in favor of no one. The secondary touch does almost go in, but it gets saved at the last second. Nano ends up pitching this ball into the air. It's pushed to the side by Potato. Ball hits the ground at the 0-second mark, and the Scorpions walk with the Game 2 victory. So we are now tied 1-aside as far as this best-of-7 series goes.
Yeah, so I think we're back to a best-of-5, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, like I've said many times, they seem to really like their best-of-5s at Esports Tower. Who can blame them? But yeah, I mean, that was a completely different kind of momentum shift that we saw from the first game. I felt like it wasn't necessarily that the Scorpions changed something very effectively. It was more so they continued to play their game and they made more opportunities happen on the offensive end. But every time there was a big clanging clear that went all the way from one end to the other, it just felt like they weren't ready for it. So if I'm the Barracudas right now, I'm still looking for that opportunity, but I've got to find a way out of my end first.
I agree with you completely, but you mentioned it, that momentum shift in just a complete different, like the game still being played the same, but it going in the opposite team's favor is a trend that used to exist in the Esports Tower days of old. By old, I mean like a year and a half ago. It's very interesting to see that happening yet again here within Esports Tower. Wondering if this game's going to be a complete shift once again. We'll see the Barracudas come out on top heavy-handedly, but the last game definitely was a closer scoring game than we saw earlier. So that's what I want to continue to see. Basically guaranteeing a full best-of-7 series. At this point, best-of-5.
Potato off the wall to Baby. Takes the pass off the backboard. No contact. The shot taken. Barely threads the needle into the bottom left corner. And the Scorpions will pull ahead again in game 3.
In the previous game, it took almost an entire minute. I think actually possibly more than a minute for the Scorpions to find their first goal. This time took them roughly 35 seconds. Let's see if they can do it again quickly, because you want to go up by 2 and maintain that lead for the remainder of the 5-minute game here. Ball is currently in the back third. Baby stops it from going across the midfield stripe and deserving Oswald. Potato goes for the shot, and it's barely redirected enough to go in by Baby. That's some beautiful teamwork and some great cherry picking by Baby.
No one in the net, but great communication, finding back to the net there regardless, pulling ahead by 2 with 4 minutes left on the clock. Enzo now looking for a consolation goal, but is unable to do anything else with it. Baby looks for a demo. Nano does get it. Santa pushes it against the wall. Baby can beat, however, and pass mid. Oswald pass it back to his own teammate, who bangs it up. Maybe a solo play here, going for the play off the ceiling. Gets the tap, the bar down. An excellent shot, well played, and a great pass to the striker altogether. Now the Barracudas are tasked with only finding one more.
Going up early on in a game can be a little bit of a double-edged sword. I mentioned it before that if you can put 2 goals in early and very quickly, it does also mean the other team can do the exact same thing to you, so maintaining the lead becomes a little bit harder, whereas just focusing on being a strong defense and finding those goal-scoring opportunities when they happen rather than forcing them to happen can sometimes play into your favor. But right now, Scorpions are only up by 1. That's buzzer-beater territory if no goals are scored in the next 3 minutes.
Enzo playing it slow, has to get past Baby. Does look like Baby leaves it. A little bit of miscommunication mid will lead Nano to get a free 50-50. Maybe wins off the wall too. He does. This could be an opportunity. It's open, but no one is home. Potato has another chance. Doesn't do anything with it. Enzo off the tap, unable to do anything else. Oswald finally able to get the clear out, but is beaten by Baby, so the pressure is still on for the Barracudas. Finally, they get past 1. Nano owns it.
That's unfortunate.
And that's just what kind of can happen. It's a little bit unfortunate altogether, but Nano not planning ahead, not seeing that they could just push it further down, takes the flips. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The offense from the Scorpions keeps them up and alive coming into the last half of this game.
My heart goes out to you, Nano. It happens to the best of us. Oswald now here on the back third, the Scorpion side of the field, tries to dunk it down to Santa. They get it to Santa, but Baby steals it away, crossing midfield stripe now. Enzo's the only one to be there, so none of the Scorpions could follow up immediately. Potato tries to get possession, does not find it. Manages to get the ball pushed back towards that goal, but a couple awkward touches by the Barracudas. Ball still results down on the Scorpion side of the field. Ball at the midfield now. Looks like Enzo's going to look to dunk it down to a teammate, but that teammate had already rotated back. Slight miscommunication. So Santa Lover in front of their own goal. Dunks it down to observing Oswald. Nano looking to try and take this ball away as it crosses the midfield stripe. Potato's going to be the one to make it bounce off the ceiling. Sussy Santa Lover, though, still having a lot of possession right now.
Potato waiting. Big bang downfield. Enzo has to take it slow. Does look for the solo play in the air. Gets bumped. A great bump, but Oswald still will be able to beat. Scorpions weren't ready for that kind of play. Santa takes the pass. It's going to waterfall down. Nano barely able to get it out with help from Potato. Enzo taps it around 1, but does get demoed in the accident. Potato looks for a shot of his own now and is unable to be blocked. He finds the back of the net, pulling the Scorpions ahead 4-2 with 1:25 on the clock.
Still definitely doable for the Barracudas to find 2 goals in their own favor to equalize this out, but they need to clean up a couple of awkward touches that have been happening for themselves. We have Enzo elevating 50-50 between them and Baby, results in no one winning. Potato and Oswald go in to help out their teammates. Ball here on the back third Scorpion side of the field. Dunked down by Sussy. Santa is going to ricochet off the crossbar. Observing Oswald comes in to close it out. We are now in a 1-goal differential game as we cross into the 1-minute territory. Definitely not the situation the Scorpions want to be in. Barracudas, though, still showing that they can equalize this out.
Definitely what the Barracudas were looking for there. Now they're just waiting for that next opportunity. Now the time is slightly on their side for coming back here with Rotato. takes the shot, unable to do anything else. Santa will block it out. Enzo, looking for a play of his own, is beaten by Gababy, who slow plays it down. Does roll out to Oswald, takes the shot. Torpedo, unable to do anything else, passes it back to himself. No one's there. The bounce will go high in favor of Enzo, who will tap it out. Gababy plays it slow, tries past one, does beat Oswald, remains in possession on the wall, and the pinch will go in favor of Torpedo. Now take a shot.
Gonna hit that fourth man crossbar though. Follow up from Gababy finds another goal for the Scorpions. Those follow-ups definitely coming in clutch right now for the Scorpions team. Barracudas have not been able to shut down those recovery shots. They're now down by 2 with 19 seconds left on the clock. I think, honestly, here it might be a GG go next, considering the ball is still on their back third. Barracuda's looking for a clear. Oswald finds it, stopped by Nano. It's going to be popped up. Nano plays it around one. Can't get it past Sussy Santa. 5 seconds left on the clock. Potato dunks it down. Sussy Santa's not giving up just yet. Gababy's going to pull it off that back wall. Going to push forward. Now just dunk it down. The game is over, but they're still going to be kept in the air by the Barracudas players. It's on their side of the field, though. It's risky territory. Mentioned it before, you could just be adding another goal to the other team at this point.
And that will end, I believe, Game 3. And the Scorpions will pull ahead 2-1 in the series now, despite not having the series lead in the beginning. I think, honestly, it's kind of still the same game. If I had to point one thing out in particular, though, well, I guess I'm going to say two things. First thing is we have an 8-goal game. I mean, that's almost no defense at that point, right? I mean, as I've talked about before. But the thing that I'm noticing a lot with the Barracudas right now is it feels like a lot of the goals that are going in favor of the Scorpions, like you mentioned, were these rebound goals off the backboard or the sidewall. It definitely needs to be something they have in their minds now, because that's where the Scorpions have found they get goals. So you need to defend that backboard. You need to have someone in the way. And if you're not going to be able to get there for when it hits the wall, make sure you're driving out so you can read where the ball is going to hit the ground next. That way you can get there at the same time the striker is. But you need to be in the way. If you're not in the way of those kind of bounces that are actively moving towards your opponent, it's going to be really hard to stay ahead of these games.
I feel really bad if any of the players are watching this as the games are happening, because I feel like we're giving insider information, because sometimes, under pressure, you don't recognize that these things are happening.
Yeah.
But if someone goes, oh, wait a minute, and after hearing that and starts correcting the situation, it could spell disaster for one side. Let's see if the Scorpions can keep up this rebound game they've been playing with a little bit of help of the backboard and the crossbar, or if the Barracudas start to shut it down. Sussy Santa's going to do some fantastic aerial play, but can't get a shot onto the goal. Stopped by Potato. Enzo's going to get moved around here also by Potato as Nano pulls the ball over towards the side. Has not crossed the midfield stripe just yet. And maybe tries to make that happen. Does not, but with a little help from Potato, it's now on the back third here. The Barracuda side immediately returned by Sussy Santa. Forcing a challenge. Nano's going to pop the ball off the backboard. Is there a follow-up to Gababy? There is. It is going to be stopped by observing Oswald. Potato rotating back towards their own goal, though, after that clear. Might be able to get another volley to the other side, but cannot, as all of the Barracudas are now here on the Scorpion side of the field.
2 in the corner, 2 in the air. This could be a disastrous situation for both teams. There was no positioning whatsoever there at all. It still worked out somehow for the Scorpions. The Nano is unable to do anything with it, so Gababy taps it up towards the backboard. Again, no one to answer. Potato almost able to take a shot, but luckily Enzo was in the way at the right time. Nano taking the pass out mid to Potato, but doesn't end up making contact. Gababy back to Potato. These passing plays seem to be their go-to right now. Might be adjustment they made. Overall, not working in their favor. Observing Oswald, unable to do anything more than pass it. Santa looking for a play of his own. Nano unable to get past one. The pressure will remain on the side of the Barracudas.
Gababy getting a slight touch off that backboard. He's actually able to use it to redirect it closer to the mid, but Enzo snags it, going to play it off the wall. Looking to get it into the net, possibly. There's some beautiful touches there, but it does die down. The rotation back barely saves that ball for the Scorpions. Honestly, it looks like it could have gone either way on that pinch. Might have ended up in the net. Scorpions managed to save themselves yet again. Enzo looking for a follow-up opportunity. Sussy Santa stops the ball. Oswald looking to try and send it to the midfield for a teammate. Ball losing momentum here in the corner. Challenge between Oswald and Nano. Pitches the ball into the ceiling. So Enzo dumps it down, but their own teammates are pushing in front of them. Ball at the midfield. 3 members of the Scorpions kind of clumps up. Got to make a difficult situation to make a play happen.
We spent so long on the Scorpions' defensive end there. I bet they're breathing sighs of relief to get out. but there were definitely cracks showing. There were opportunities there, just not quite pounced on yet. Oh, a big bounce off of Barracuda's backboard. Maybe an opportunity, but thrown away. Ultimately, Santa takes the shot over to Enzo, who doesn't make contact. Nano slow plays it off the wall, sees he has space, takes it down. Enzo will find the demo, so Santa will take the ball, looking for another opportunity, looking to break the cracks as they saw earlier, but the baby will get past one. Enzo is there, takes it off the sidewall, doesn't make contact off the backboard, does have the time to rebound, however, and now pushes all the way back to the other end of the field. Not a lot of testing going on at the midfield right now, a lot of back and forth.
Sussy Santalever will take out one of the Scorpions players, forcing a slight reset. Nano now looking to volley this ball to the back third of the Barracuda side. Does, but it looks like Enzo's going to be the one there. None of the Scorpions pushing forward. Ball crossing that midfield stripe on into the Scorpions territory as we see a demo come out. I believe it was onto one of the Scorpions. Opportunity here for the Barracudas might be taken away, though, as there's not enough momentum happening. We have two players in the goal for the Scorpions, so not a lot of control here on their own side, but they do manage to find a clear.
Enzo passing in front of his own net. Nano will jump onto that and almost find the back of the net. And comes out Baby with a pass up to the ceiling, but Enzo will be able to knock it out. Potato takes the shot, a slow roller. Baby has time, hit the rebound, takes it off the wall, back to himself. Oswald will feeds. Potato is unable to get that demo, and now Enzo has a free shot, hits it low, but Nano is barely in the way. Oswald over to Nano, who passes it back to Nano, but it'll just go to Santa. Battle at the midfield, Oswald takes the shot, blocked by Nano, unable to do anything else with it. Now the pass towards the backboard is supported by Potato. Potato looking for the slow play downfield, bumping Santa, unable to do anything else. Pass out mid will not be good. And Enzo will have time to slow play it with help of Santa.
Santa pops the ball up, tries to get it around one. We have Gababy come in and steal it away. Gababy looking to play it over to Potato. It looks like it'll get dunked down by Enzo instead, resulting in a goal for Enzo. 33 seconds left on the clock, for almost 4.5 minutes with no goals being scored. Barracuda's now up by one.
A great shot, threading the needle past one, but again, right off the bat, it feels like they like to score their goals in pairs sometimes. Yeah, 30 seconds left on the clock, 2 goals scored in a matter of 3 seconds essentially. And now, battle still for who gets a full head in this game. Nano passing to the midfield, takes it up the wall, doesn't have a lot of space to work with, so he takes it back himself. Is beat by Santa. Will go in favor of Potato, who'll hit it back into Nano, spiking it up. Gababy passes mid to Nano. Nano takes the shot. It's a slow roller. Santa is in the way. Pass back out to Nano, who taps it off the backboard again. Gababy is up, unable to do anything. 3 defenders were up for the Barracudas. Last-ditch effort to keep it out, and it did work. Now we are headed into an overtime at a 1-1 scoreline.
I'm interested to see if this lasts more than a regulation, but it looks like it won't, with Sussy Santalever finding a goal in 5 seconds. So now we are tied 2-2 as far as the series goes. And apologies, I was sneezing a ton during that last 5 minutes. So if you heard that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that last minute was something else. I mean, in 35 seconds essentially, right, we had 3 goals scored. It was just, I don't know. That game was weird. It felt like defense got a little bit better in terms of keeping the ball out, but there's a lot of scrappiness to both teams still. A lot of like last-ditch effort, just throwing yourself at the ball, not really with a plan. The rotations kind of got thrown to the wind when the ball would get hit awkwardly. But, you know, in terms of adapting and dealing with the pressure of the situation, like you mentioned before, they kept it out for long enough. But at the end of the day, a 2-2 scoreline for this series will take us to a best of 3.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see who's able to pull it out.
And I'll be honest, Sussy Santalever, I feel like that was a Hail Mary shot. You didn't even anticipate it going in, but it worked out in your favor. I mean, you're more than welcome to tag me on Twitter and say it was calculated, but I mean, whenever I hear a Rocket League player say that, half the time I'm definitely thinking it wasn't, it was a luck of the draw, but either way, nicely done.
Nano will tap it out to Enzo, takes it up. Gets the flip reset, unable to do anything else. The baby is in the way. Nano taps it away. Observing Oswald is there. One of them is in the blue net right now. Shot, blocked. Nano takes it slow, dribbles to himself, does lose contact with him. Santa will take it off the wall back to himself, has to beat Gababy, misses altogether. Gababy will beat him. Pass will go mid, but no one is there. Oswald is able to get it out. Potato taps it off the backboard. Enzo is there this time, so he takes it off the wall, taking it low, back to himself. Is beaten by a blue defender, but it will roll towards the Scorpions' end. And now, pressure is on the Scorpions to play defense.
Sussy Santa goes in for the shot. Triple commit from the Scorpions. Enzo manages to pop the ball up, and between them, that's goal number 1 within a perfectly 1 minute elapsed in this 5-minute game here. Barracudas up by 1. And if anyone's curious, typically, yes, the Barracudas do have Quez in this rotation as opposed to being Enzo. I'm not positive as to who's going to be involved within our July Invitational, but currently Enzo is subbing in for Quez, and they're doing a fantastic job of filling in those shoes. As I said, a fantastic job of filling in those shoes. Scorpions, I have zero idea what in the Nuggets just happened right there.
We went from a triple commit to a 0 commit, now a double fake kickoff. Both teams attempting the same shenanigan will not go in favor of Barracudas as the pressure is now on them to play defense. But the baby has to take it slow, doesn't have an angle yet, takes it off the backboard. Santa does not get a good touch. Where's the offender? No striker in place, no one to take a shot. Get those rotations in line. Potato tries to salvage the situation, get it across, but at this point, the Barracudas are in the way. Not in a meaningful way yet, though. Gababy gets a touch out mid to Nano. To back to Gababy, not quite there. Potato takes a shot, it's completely wide. Gababy hits off the backboard again. Potato's up. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, the opportunity is not quite there, and Santa will barely be able to get across. The defense is falling apart.
That was like 6 shots on goal. I mean, the game only counted 4, but there was definitely almost 6 clear attempts there made by the Scorpions. I am shocked. It did not go in.
Shot. Oh my goodness. The Scorpions are just destroying their shot to goal percentage right now. My goodness. Finally, we're playing some slow ball in the midfield. Enzo barely getting control of the play and passing it back over to Oswald, but man, that was a nightmare. It's impossible to stop thinking about that 20-second period.
Let's see if it happens again, because Gababy
taps it out.
Oh
he saved his own shot.
Oh, guys, come on.
The Scorpions have been kicking themselves. They're behind. They need this lead. They need these goals. They've thwarted themselves probably 4 times at least now with no defenders in the way. And the Barracudas will get away with another one. After all of that, the Scorpions are still unable to stay in the way of their own net. And observing Oswald, we tasked with extending the lead a little bit further. What chaos have we descended into already?
All right, so just based off the numbers right now, and this is, if anyone ever remembers high school math learning, like accuracy versus precision, we have the Barracudas right now 3 for 3 for shots on goal. Sorry, 3 for 4 now because 1 was just taken. Whereas the Scorpions are 0 for 7 because of that situation that occurred. And now Nano finds one finally, so they are 1 for 8.
1 for 8, for anyone who doesn't particularly like math, is really bad.
It's 12.5%.
Yeah, it's pretty miserable, but good baby. Now they are 2 for 9, not much better, but at least they found some goals now. Only a 1-goal differential instead of 3. That's got to be looking up for them, especially coming into the last minute 30. Definitely the momentum shift they needed to probably not tilt after that massive set of shots, but baby looking for the opportunity here to Nano is beaten by Santa. Potato has to be in the way, but leaves it for Santa. Enzo can take the shot, but he doesn't do anything, so Santa passes it back to Oswald, who passes back to Enzo, who also doesn't do anything. Wasted so much boost just to move it across the field 5 feet. Oswald taps it back up. Enzo just passes it back to the corner. No contact made yet. Potato, slow playing it in his own corner, is beat by Santa. Pass out to Potato, the shot could be there. And finally, the shots are on for the Scorpions. We're at 3-3, a minute or a little less than a minute left in the game, and a complete fallout from the Barracudas defense now.
This game is very important because whoever comes out on top of this one has themselves that match point as far as our best of 7 series goes. We have observing Oswald trying to get 1 goal in their favor with Sussy Santa following it up. It did look like Enzo was trying to push Nano out of the way. It resulted in Nano actually getting forward enough to push this ball to the back third of the Barracuda side. Off that backboard though, Potato's gonna stop the clear from happening now in the corner. Centers it up. Sussy Santa whips their opportunity. Nano goes for a shot. Double defender commit, though, could have been followed up on by someone, but it was not. I understand not wanting to overcommit, but understanding rotations is very important. Ball's still here on the Barracuda side of the field. 6 seconds left on this clock. Are we going to see overtime or a buzzer beater? Can Nano find it? Can Gababy find it? We'll have to see. There's no time left. Ball's going to hit the ground. We are in golden goal opportunity. Will Sussy Santa find another golden goal?
Or will the Scorpions finally keep their momentum in their favor? Enzo unable to take a shot here. Nano slow playing it, does get the flick past one. This could be huge. No one makes contact. Why are we doing this again? We haven't even had an overtime that lasted 10 seconds yet, and we've had 2 of them in this series. Nobody makes contact. Again, just a straight down the middle shot through the midfield. No one will make contact, and we will end overtime very prematurely, and we get an awesome image at Doc. That was honestly my face during most of that game.
I have not seen you this livid on desk in like a hot minute. I'm enjoying this. Like, I totally understand that to anyone who's watching, they're probably like, Artie, why are you enjoying Joe's pain on desk? It is fantastic to see this much energy. I mean, I understand it's for negative reasons, but it is so great. I adore it. Keep upsetting him. Keep giving me heart palpitations by having like 6 shots on goal within a 10-second period. It's great. I love it.
I mean, I don't know. It can't all be negative, right?
No, it's not.
I mean, it's still.
But like,
I mean, I don't think we're in a tournament setting of any kind, so there's not that much stress.
No.
But strictly seriously speaking, if the Barracudas don't have their defense, and they did not have it that game, the fact that they were allowed to take that many shots the Scorpions were allowed to take that many shots that just didn't go in, means that the Barracudas defense was not there. It just wasn't there altogether. I don't think the Barracudas currently match the aggression of the Scorpions. So if you don't have defense, I'd argue you don't have anything on the Scorpions right now. We saw the momentum shift. As soon as they started finding the back of the net, the Scorpions went 4-0 in that game. So something needs to change for the Barracudas. They need to get a grip on their defense. Otherwise, the Scorpions are going to run away with the game again. Because do not expect the Scorpions to throw away another 7 shots randomly in your favor.
and just a quick update for anyone that's watching that notices the color shift on the screen. Yes, the teams have swapped colors, but our scoreboard is not. So the Barracudas are currently in blue, and the Scorpions are the ones in orange as far as the Bacchus mod overlay goes, showing the accolades as well as the boost management.
So is the Barracudas that are currently ahead by 1. Potato having to play a little defense, just losing for Nano, takes it slow. Dribble, unable to do anything with it. Potato is there to slow down the play a little bit longer. No one in net. Nano decided to follow his teammate out, even though his teammate was dribbling it right behind him, and the bad 50-50 will just go straight into the net. Well-punished mistake from the Barracudas, and now they've pulled ahead, but they need to keep their lead, dare I say.
Let's see if they can, because mentioned it earlier, going up by 2 early on is a double-edged sword. You have to maintain that lead for so much longer, but sometimes in the back half, trying to get that lead is difficult. So it's really up to your play style. But right now, Barracuda's doing just fine, looking to put themselves at match point and pull us into a Game 7. If the Scorpions walk away with this victory, they will end up winning out the series, but right now, the Scorpions do only have 1 on the board, whereas the Barracudas have 2. Mentioned it earlier, colors are swapped, so that scoreboard is also flipped.
Scorpions, or I believe Barracudas, playing it slow, passing out to Enzo, no one able to make contact. Oswald just recovers the play, hits it towards the wall. Nano will cut him off, but he cuts off Nano, and now the play will remain on the side of the Scorpions. Unable to do anything yet. Nano plays it slow, looks for gets past 2, technically speaking. Potato takes the 50-50, instead it'll go off the wall. Enzo looks for an opportunity, just hits it towards the corner, nothing really happening from there. A bang downfield will go in the favor of the Scorpions.
Ooh.
Nano at the last moment finds the redirect down and in, and we will be at an even scoreline. We can see how quickly the Scorpions jumped on top of every opportunity you give them. If your offense isn't able to match the offense of the very aggressive players we've seen, I'd argue that Gababy, Nano, Potato are all very offensively minded players, even when playing defense. So if you can't match their offense with your own defense, then you're in sort of trouble. That lead is going to be really hard to hold.
We have Enzo playing Demolition Derby to make it harder for the Scorpions right now to play defensively against the offensive push, but they find it anyway, sending it across, and Potato immediately goes forward, and that is goal number 3 for the Scorpions. We have crossed back into the last half here of game number 6, and currently the Scorpions are up by 1.
Saw nobody in the way again. Santa almost able to dribble past 2 of them. Enzo takes the play off the wall, looking for a solo play. Doesn't make quality contact, however. So Nano plays it slow, baits Oswald onto the wall, flicks mid for Gababy, who takes the shot. Oswald barely in the way. A great setup. Now Santa takes it slow. A double commit from Enzo and Santa could spell disaster, but the pass from Gababy won't go anywhere. Potato just lets it go, lets it fly over. No pressure yet. Enzo takes the pass, nobody there. Santa passes it off the backboard. Nano has an opportunity here, but ends up leaving it for Oswald, who passes over to Santa. 50-50 in favor of the Scorpions. Enzo tapping it back down. And now the play will diffuse, and the battle for midfield will begin.
Sassy Santa's gonna elevate, push the ball forward. Gababy goes for the challenge, pushes it to Nano, but before Nano can touch it, Enzo finds a fantastic clear back to the Scorpion side of the field. Potato at the midfield pushes the ball higher. It looks like it was Gababy who's trying to go for it, but they whip it, observing Oswald now looking for an opportunity to clear. It's taken away by Nano. Sassy Santa, in front of their own goal, finds the clear to give it to Enzo. Enzo 50-50 between them and Gababy, disrupted by observing Oswald. Awkward double commit there might spell disaster for this opportunity for the side of the Barracudas. Gababy and Nano pushing forward. It's only Enzo there for them to beat, but Enzo gets between them on that give and go between the 2 of them, taking away the goal scoring opportunity. Ball crossing the midfield stripe to Enzo.
Nano passes it back to himself off the backboard. No one home to follow up. Oswald has time. Gababy whiffs entirely. Potato has to play slow, is unable to do anything with it, and the goal will be found. Terrible mistakes all around will lead to an open net, leading to the Barracudas pulling ahead by 1 with the last 30 seconds left on the clock. You have seen that definitely doesn't matter in this game, though, as a lot of goals have been scored in the last 30 seconds. So we'll have to see if an adjustment favors the Scorpions or if we'll go to a Game 7.
I do believe, actually, no, we are tied right now, 3-3. Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah, well, no, we are tied 3-3 as far as goals go. Scorpions looking to find 1 to put themselves in the lead and close out this best of 7. Barracudas looking for that 1 to put themselves at match point as well. We'll have to see how the next 7 seconds goes. Nano might have just found it. Nano found it.
He forced through. He broke the 3-3 lead at 3 seconds. And now
Scorpions. If that ball touches the ground, you win.
So I think we gave the goal to the Barracuda. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. We're going to be 4-4 with 0 seconds left on the clock. That would be exciting if I wasn't distracted by the Barracudas who got the Scorpions point, I think, by accident. But we're good. I think the overlay works. Nano takes a shot. We have... Okay, we've officially had the longest overtime in the series out of 3 overtimes. We've lasted 10 seconds. Party time. Now we just got to see who's going to come out on top here. The shot will be blocked from Sassy Santa. He blocks the second one going down. They're just shooting it at him at this point. Santa takes the shot, or is beaten. Enzo with pass downfield, and the pressure will transfer.
Enzo's going to take out one of our defenders. We have Gababy pushing forward possession, but it goes straight to Sassy Santa. Santa gets taken out. Potato goes for the shot. Returned by Enzo to the back third here on the Scorpion side of the field. Gababy looking for an opportunity to find a clear. Does not find it. Nano now passes it to Potato. Immediately thwarted, though. Taken away by their own teammate Gababy, who's going to be here on the bat in the corner. It looks like Gababy goes for the redirect, but that Scorpions find the golden goal almost a whole minute into overtime. 6 times longer than our overtimes we've seen thus far.
Yeah, the longest for them was 9 seconds.
And with that, Scorpions will win it out.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite the battle, but I can't say I'm surprised after those last 2 games. It was well fought from both teams, to say the least. The offense was definitely what was pumping for both teams, but the defense from both teams, shambles, to say the least.
It's okay. They've got time to clean it up. Our Invitational is coming up, though, so got to work on that in the future. But for now, Scorpions, congratulations. You guys are going to be the victors of that series. And You know, going at it alone can only get you so far. If you want to increase your chances of success, you need to level up your teaming skills. We definitely saw that coming out from the Scorpions near the end, though they kind of were their own worst enemies at different points in time, especially during game number 3. But they've definitely been improving since their start here in the Esports Tower. Esports Tower really takes time to create teams of well-matched teammates, and I'd like to give a shout out to Coach Jake. And if you're one of those people watching who haven't checked out the Esports Tower clubs, you definitely should. It's a fast track to rank up.
Yeah, if you want to have offense that is as powerful and as menacing as those two teams in that last couple of games, check out Esports Tower. They're the way to go if you're in high school specifically right now and want to get better at Rocket League, I'm pretty sure, and other games, right?
Yeah, Rocket League, Valorant, and Overwatch, possibly other games in the future, but...
Yeah, so if you want to be the faker of whatever game you like to play, hit up Esports Tower. They'll definitely point you in the right direction there. And, yeah.
And with that, that almost entirely best of 7. It was a 6-game series, but close enough. The Scorpions take down the Barracudas. Up next, we're going to have the Barracudas facing off against your Viper squad. So we'll have to see how that goes. But for now, we're going to toss it to a quick break, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes.
Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
We're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Tower Rumble. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. The Rocket League summer event Hello Production is coming up. The Barracudas couldn't bring down the Scorpions. How will they stack up against the Vipers with Quez back in the lineup? I'm your host still, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me on desk to call all of the action is Joe Tacky Chigbrow. All right, so to say the least, that was a bit of a rough start.
Scrappy, I would say, actually.
Scrappy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the term of choice that we're going to be using. It was a scrappy start to the series, and the Barracudas were without what I would consider one of their kind of keystone players of Quez. Quez is going to be back in for this game against the Vipers, and the Vipers is kind of your squad if their roster hasn't changed too much. Are you hoping to see the standard Viper play coming in, you know, the calm, cold, and calculated style that they like to run with?
I think it is definitely a fresh breath of air with Esports Towers teams. I feel like they've gotten to the point where they're really good at the game and they feel really confident, and that leads to a lot of aggression. So I like to see the cold, calculated play because I don't feel like we see it as a team very often. We can see it in individual players from time to time. Players like Protato seem like he can turn it off from time to time, depending on what he wants to do with the game. But overall, I'm excited.
Well, before we jump into the next game, we actually want to take a quick moment to congratulate all of our Esports Tower Club members who've graduated from the clubs and been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower Club members have received over $1.6 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but have worked hard academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. These players that receive these scholarships are talented, hardworking, and driven, and we cannot be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities that they are getting. Congratulations to each and every one of you. If you end up facing off against our Broncos in the future, please let us know, especially if you end up changing your in-game name. It's nice to see your journey as it progresses and your story unfolds. The next game is going to be between the Vipers and the Barracudas, but before we jump into that game, we have some important keys of the advice for these players, and those come in the form of Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League, presented today by Esports Tower. In Rocket League, those keys are create mistakes, punish the overcommits, play the walls better. I can't look at the screen. Demo in the goal. Score pro advice at esportstower.com, where you can improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. All right, our next scrimmage is going to be between the Barracudas facing off against the Vipers in a best-of-5 series. Not even going to try and roll out with 7 this time. It's going to be 5 from the very top.
Thank goodness. They're already in their element.
That's very true, because it seems like no matter what happens, one team wins, then the other team wins, and then we're out of best-of-5 either way. So let's see how this one goes. For the Vipers, we have Enzo, Josh Trot, a name we have not seen in a very, very long time. Good to have you back, Josh. And Toke, and then for the side of the Barracudas, we have Crazy Cat, Quez, and Observing Oswald rounding out that roster.
The Vipers and the Barracudas, a battle between who is the best scaled creature at not having legs, and so far, Crazy Cat has decided the Barracudas are the best at that. Pulling ahead in the first 20 seconds, Crazy Cat takes some.
Oh, what Crazy Cat? That was gorgeous.
I mean, it worked, but where was the challenge on the kickoff? I don't know, a defensive breakdown already from the Vipers, but 2-0 lead for Barracudas coming into the first 30 seconds of this game.
Crazy Cat off the wall, gonna get a few touches in here. Very little pressure being put on them. Enzo does come in to finally get a touch on it. Ball gonna get sent into the corner here by Observing Oswald. Quez is gonna elevate, dunk it down. It is gonna be Enzo and Toke, though, who are going to receive that dunk. Shot on goal to be, I believe, taken away by Crazy Cat. Ball here in the corner. Observing Oswald taking their time to find an opportunity to get a touch on it. Toke pushes it past Crazy Cat, not past Quez, though. Quez looking to play it around Toke, does manage to do so. Can't get it past Enzo, though, so Observing Oswald's going to come in with an awkward double commit from the Barracudas. Toke has an opportunity to take a shot. Going to hit that crossbar. Looks like the follow-up was not there. Quez did get a touch off there. Hood almost rolled in. Does find it clear. Toke sends the ball back towards the back third on here on the Barracuda side. 50-50 between Quez and Enzo. Jox is actually going to end up coming in to push that ball against the ceiling. Dumped down by Crazy Cat. Crazy Cat now rotating back. Observing Oswald takes out one. Shot on goal. Turned away by Quez.
Toke, pass mid, off the ceiling, down. Oswald almost shoots it in his own net. It has the faith in Quez to keep it out. Crazy Cat barely whiffs. Is it going in? No, Oswald barely makes the save at the last moment. Toke takes a shot of his own towards the back, and Quez saves it. Double commit between Quez and Crazy Cat. Enzo takes a shot off the backboard, shot after shot after shot. They're unable to keep it once it hits the midfield line, but finally Jockstrot with a whiff and finally opened an opportunity for Quez, who was just barely unable to make contact.
Our scoreboard down there does say best of 7, but as I mentioned earlier, this is a best of 5 series. We have Quez now pushing forward, shot on goal, cannot be stopped. That's goal number 3 for the Barracudas. One thing that I used to see a lot from Quez was a lot of aerial play. They were one of the few for a while Esports Tower Club members that were super comfortable with their own aerial play. Haven't seen a whole lot of that this evening so far from them. Very interested to see if we do see that. Right now, they dunk it over Quez. Well, sorry, they dunk it over one of the Vipers players. Quez, unfortunately, shot on goal turned away. Crazy Cat looking to back up and spread this one from rolling in, but Enzo finds goal number 1 for the Vipers.
Vipers finding their first goal in the series, working their way back up to the top, but the Barracudas still have time to keep that lead in place. Enzo past mid, unable to make contact, was Toke, the jockstrap will clean it up and find the top corner, giving them 2 goals. The Barracudas 3. Definitely the 1 goal differential is what they're looking for coming into the half marker, but only halfway into the game, like I mentioned, we're already 5 goals into it.
Crazy Cat off the backboard, goes for the second touch. Unfortunately, wasn't at the right angle. Enzo tries to go and push them off possession. Quez slowing down a little bit, takes a couple touches. Pinched off between them and Toke, hits the ceiling. Toke leaves it. Oh, we've got a semi-rule 1 happening in the goal.
That's kind of a rule. It's close enough. We're rule 1.5.
It looks like one car is eating the other car.
It kind of does, to be honest. I wonder how long they're going to stay locked like that. It looks like they're still locked, so we're playing 2v2s now.
Typically, it is respected by the Esports Tower Club members that when the Rule 1 happens, it's either a goal or a teammate that stops it. So let's hope no one breaks it. Otherwise, you're cursing yourselves for the remainder of the game, and no one wants that to happen.
Toke playing defense. It's in round 1 barely. Quez not being able to take the aim kind of saves him there. Enzo slow plays it off the wall to himself. The pinch will not get past Quez, but he will give an opportunity for Enzo to bang downfield further. He has an opportunity here. Quez misses. He takes the shot. He takes the shot at Crazy Cat. He's still not able to make contact, so now the Vipers will pull to a tied situation coming into last minute 30 of this game.
Off the kickoff, it looks like Toge's going to be the one in possession. Quez looking for an opportunity to sideswipe and get the ball away from them. Observing Oswald's going to have to pinch the ball off of Enzo. Enzo tries to get another touch, can't quite find it. Crazy Cat's going to push the ball to the side. Toke comes in, Crazy Cat gets it past them, sending it to Quez. Quez has an opportunity, but Quez is going to take out one of the defenders instead. Observing Oswald looking for an opportunity to center things up. Instead, it's going to be Enzo pushing forward.
Enzo pushing up, not able to do anything else with it. Toke has to come across, it doesn't make contact. Jockstrap now going, not able to beat Oswald, who plays it slow, plays back to his teammate, saves the pass, unable to do anything else as Toke will win the 50-50. Now Enzo takes the shot, following it himself. Crazy Cat will barely get the save. Jockstrap will pass off the wall to the middle of the net, will unable to do anything else. And finally, they will defuse into the corner for the Barracudas.
Looks like one of the Vipers just got taken out in a plume of smoke off the back ball. We have another shot coming in from Barracudas. Going to be pushed forward by Enzo. Ball in the corner on the back third here at the Viper side of the field. Jockstrap has possession. Plays it around Oswald. Can't get it past Crazy Cat though. Oswald looking to center it up off that back wall. Can't get the right angle though, so Toke's going to dunk it down in the corner. Quez goes in for the challenge. It's going to be passed over to Crazy Cat. Quez goes to the elevation, touch off the backboard. Crazy Cat tries to go for the follow-up. Unfortunately, did not have the speed or the angle. Oswald comes in for another double commit from the Vipers, but they maintained a lot of possession. Ball hits the ground with 0 time left on the clock. It's now golden goal. Will it be a minute? Will it be 10 seconds? I'm interested to find out.
Quez loses 50-50, but will go to Crazy Cat off the back wall. Crazy Cat has an opportunity, passes it off the backboard, almost gets the dunk read from Oswald. Toke banks downfield, looking for a play, unable to get it past anyone else. Jockstrap was caught lacking, to say the least, almost finds an opportunity there for the Barracudas. And now, fuse out to the wall. Toke has an opportunity, but I think he is beat. Oh, both players whiff, and nobody's beat. Jockstrap now has an opportunity, but is unable to do anything else. Crazy Cat beats him. It'll hang towards the backboard. Enzo kicks it out a little bit longer. Takes it all by himself, past one. Quez will defuse in the corner a little bit. Toke passes mid. Quez banks out to Enzo, who misses altogether, so Oswald can take it downfield. Pressure in favor of the Barracudas in almost a minute to overtime.
Enzo finds a fantastic clear. Quez wasn't fully across that midfield yet, though, so they're able to rotate back quickly. Goes for the challenge, gets it away from Enzo, but Jockstrap comes in to help out. Vipers with possession gets taken away by Crazy Cat. Quez in front of the goal, pops it up for Crazy Cat. Crazy Cat can't get a touch on it. Enzo forcing the ball here into the corner. Two Barracudas members there. Jocks comes in to steal the ball away. Enzo's now in cherry-picking position. Can they find the opportunity? They will not, because Crazy Cat will take it away. Toke tries to recenter this up for a teammate. They have to crowd the ball here in the corner. Double commit from the Barracudas might open the field for just a few moments. Took too long, but another triple commit from the Barracudas. Ball in the midfield right now with Jockstrap.
Jockstrap passes to Toke, who takes the shot. It's high and not quite in. Jockstrap passes back to Enzo, who takes a slow play. Baits a double commit out, but Quez will win, so it'll be all right for now. Demo will not connect on the Quez. Oh, Jockstrap outplayed his own teammate. Stressful situation, double commit again. So much panic coming into his overtime. Toke passes it against the wall. Quez will hit it back up the wall to follow for himself and does beat Enzo out. Passes out to Oswald, who does get beat by Jockstrap. The pressure is in the favor of the Vipers right now. Unable to do anything yet with it yet. Toke gets the bounce off the backboard, and now Jockstrap unable to get a shot there. Kind of just a battle in the midfield again.
Enzo tries to get it past Quez. Quez gets a touch to send it to the midfield. Jockstrap's going to elevate to try and challenge Crazy Cat, but can't get the height just right. Quez from the mid takes the shot. It's going to hit the crossbar. Goes for the follow-on. Taken away by Enzo. Enzo now trying to push past Crazy Cat. Can't get it around them, but Toge with a little bit of help does manage to get it pushed forward. Enzo with possession goes for the shot, taken away by Quez. We do see Crazy Cat get demoed though. Vipers have 2 seconds to find an opportunity, and it's not going to happen just yet as Oswald now pushing forward. Gets it past one, can't get it past Toge though, who redirects it to the side.
Enzo playing it slow, maybe looking for a pass out to his teammate. Gets a play past one, takes it towards the back corner, bangs it off the ceiling barely, but wins the 50-50 out to Oswald. Pass out mid will go in favor of Crazy Cat, who gets to follow up the wall, maybe take a shot of his own towards the backboard. Jockstrap clears it out towards his own corner. Oswald off the wall, an opportunity here now, but Enzo will say no sir and slow it down, put it back into his own corner. Toke looking for an opportunity, but is unable to do anything else. A bump from Quez will open up, and Jockstrap leaves it for Toke to take it off the wall, a solo play opportunity or a pass, but ends up leaving it altogether, not able to make finite contact. And Jockstrap will pass out mid, but it will be caught out by Barracuda's offense. The slow play in the corner is not working so far in favor of the Vipers, having a difficult time getting out, but after a dunk, they will find a way to convert into offensive pressure.
Toke goes for a challenge against Oswald, who gets pitched up. Enzo, Jockstrap, Quez, and observing Oswald all elevate. Crazy Cat with possession has it taken away by Toke. Ball still here in front of the Vipers. Net does get cleared to the side. Enzo's going to pop it up to Jockstrap. Jockstrap's going to look for a centering opportunity. Does get challenged and has the ball taken away by Crazy Cat. Quez is going to slow down here, take a couple touches as Toke come in to pinch the ball off to the side. Observing Oswald finds a great clear. Enzo can't get a nose on it in time. And with that, almost, I think it was crossing the 4-minute mark almost there for overtime. Barracudas will walk away with the first game victory.
And we can see from an overtime like that, these teams, when they feel the pressure, they can play defense. I mean, they lasted almost an entire game of solid defense all around. There were some confusing situations. There were some double commits and triple commit a couple times, but it wasn't the end of the world. It wasn't in the situation where it wouldn't lead to a goal necessarily unless they got punished immediately. So the big takeaway from that kind of game is if we calm down, we can control a game a lot more than we probably think we can.
I feel like there was a lot of salt in those initial comments, but that's okay. I do agree that the defense needs to be stronger from the get-go, honestly, in my opinion at least. But they do show that they can play defense. I don't know if that's fully being able to actually fully play defense, though, because the pressure of being in overtime could just mean the offense gets really sloppy for both teams, and so they're forced to rely heavily on defense. We'll have to see how game number 2 shakes out. Right now, Barracudas are in the lead by 1. If they win this next one, they are at match point. Colors have swapped, so now we have the Vipers in orange and the Barracudas coming in blue. And it does look like, yes, I am correct. They have swapped colors.
Yes. But a 7-goal game, to say the least, is a pretty hefty game. We'll have to see if any adjustments are made. Are we going to see more aggression in the early game to pull that lead and avoid an overtime, or are we going to see a better defensive play from both teams? Still a lot of game left to decide that. Barracudas, as you can see, pulling ahead in this series. We'll have to see if they can keep that lead or if the Vipers are going to, in proper esports fashion, esports hour fashion, respond with their own win here. Enzo trying to get it out to his teammate. Unable to do anything else. Crazy Cat getting the solo play and opportunity. Not quite able to do anything else to this. Quez will play it back to his own corner. Looking for the dribble off the back wall. Takes it up, past one, has an opportunity to touch again, gets past Jockstrap. Toke is on the back foot. If he only gets it around Oswald, but he's not able to. Quez plays it slow, back to himself, but Enzo will cut him off in the middle of no play.
Ball in the corner, looks like Quez right for their own goal is going to find the opportunity to get a clear. Maybe Jocks passes it to Toke, but Toke's touch sends it to Enzo in the midfield. Enzo takes a shot. Double, triple commit from the Barracudas, not punished immediately, but Jocks does find the connection. It's goal number 1 for the Vipers.
Vipers pulling ahead so far in this game. They have an opportunity here to keep the pressure on a little bit longer. Not too far into the game yet. 2 players up. Quez steals it from his own teammate going backwards, carries it off the wall, does get bumped. Maybe he can't follow again. He can't. Jockstrap passes it out mid. Toke will beat Crazy Cat. The opportunity is here from observing Oswald, but ends up leaving it. Slow plays in the corner. Enzo will just take it from him. We took too long, Oswald, and the Vipers will pounce on the opportunity, pushing their lead to 2-0.
Still have 3 minutes and 33 seconds left on the clock, though. Plenty of Rocket League left to play in game number 2, but as we mentioned earlier, Esports Tower teams definitely like to just go 1-1 and then determine the true victor of a series. Quez pushing forward, takes a shot, turned away by Enzo. Double commit from the Vipers, not punished. Enzo now has the opportunity to bring this ball up to the side, has Toke underneath them to get to do the give and go. Toke with possession, taken away by Quez. 50-50 between Quez and Jockstrap, ends up going in favor of neither. Enzo gets taken out in the corner as there was a double commit from the Barracudas on that possession. Jocks goes down as well. Shot on goal from Toke, though, just after that demo, does not find it as that fourth man ever so steadfast. The crossbar saves it for the Barracudas.
Bounce down. Oh, a weird redirect from Barracudas will push it out towards their own end. A little bit of miscommunication. Bumping in the corner, unable to do anything. Jockstrap looks past mid. No one's there. Oh my goodness, a defensive collapse from the Vipers will lead to the Barracudas finding their first goal. Or no, the Vipers pushing ahead even further. 3 goals in at almost the halfway mark of this game. A flick to find them a 4th goal. The Vipers have complete control of this game so far. 4 goals up on the Barracudas. And it doesn't even feel like they're necessarily committing too much to these plays. It's more or less that they're just finding the weak spots of the Barracuda defense and pouncing on it. That methodical play style might be coming into play. It might be their game plan coming into game 3.
We'll have to see how things shake out. Currently up by 4. That's quite the task to have to deal with. Up by 5 with 2 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock. Not sure if the Barracudas can really surmount that goal deficit, but they're still looking for 1 or 2 just for morality purposes. Quez off the kickoff's going to send it to the side. No follow-up, so Toke is actually going to get the opportunity to send it to, I believe that was Enzo. Enzo now pushing the ball up. He's going to play it off the backboard. Does look like they collided with one of the Barracudas, so not quite the redirection they wanted. Double commit from the Barracudas allows Enzo to elevate with no challenge. Dumps the ball down towards the net. Another double commit from the Barracudas. Toke takes another shot. Not quite the momentum needed, though. Ball is saved, but not quite at the woods yet for the Barracudas as we are crossing down into the 100-second mark here in game number 2.
Enzo trying to play it back to his teammate. Does get the play to him, so Toke will be in the way. Play offense a little bit longer. Oswald unable to make contact. So is his teammate. An open net, you couldn't miss that even if you try. It's 6 goals up now for the Vipers. This is not kind of how you wanted it to go for the Barracudas. At this point, you're playing to get at least 1 or 2 goals before the game is over, so you have that positive momentum going into game 3. But so far, the Vipers are locking you down. They found their timing, and they're doing a really good job. Oh, is this a 7th goal? No, Quez is barely in the way. But yeah, Vipers are in their stride right now.
Minute, 10 seconds left. Barracudas just looking for 1 goal to give themselves that little bit of boost in momentum going into game number 3. A goose egg into 6 is not really what we want to be seeing for any team going into an Esports Tower game. We'll have to see if they can clean this one up, because right now, the Vipers, I want to say, are walking more like slithering over the Barracudas right now.
Definitely slithering as they're slowly moving along, pressing their lead as hard as they can without committing too much. Enzo is up looking for a crazy dunk, unable to get it, but Jockstrap's got him anyway. They had the backup. 7-0 with 36 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, Barracudas at this point shake it off. have some jokes, have some fun in these last 36 seconds, get your momentum pointed in a positive direction, because if you allow this game to tilt you, this series might as well be over.
Tilting is every team and every player's Achilles heel when it comes to esports, and Jockstrap finds goal number 8 there for the Vipers. Something went awry for the Barracudas, resulting in a 0-8 scoreboard. They're going to have about a minute after this game concludes in order to clean things up. Ball is still here on their side of the field. They find a clear. It's going to go to Oswald. Oswald pushes it into a centering opportunity for a follow-up from a teammate, but none of them are there in time. Crazy Cat goes in, but too late. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Ball hits the ground, and that is it. Vipers walk away from game number 2 with an 0-8 victory.
A formidable win, to say the least. I think there's no perfect Rocket League all around, but I think that was pretty close from the Vipers. They did a really good job of pouncing on opportunities while also playing to their strengths on the defensive end. They weren't a lot of double commits on their side. They did a good job of finding each other and just playing simple Rocket League. But at the end of the day, they did exactly what I kind of expected. When you have solid defense and you're keeping the pressure on the enemy team and using that defense effectively, when that enemy team, the Barracudas in this situation, don't have perfect defense, it's really easy to just pounce on it over and over again, all these open nets over and over again.
Yeah, and at this point now, it's anybody's game. We're tied 1-aside as far as the series goes. It is a best-of-5, so the first one to hit 3 is going to be the victor. The next one to win this game will put themselves at match point. So let's see if the Barracudas cleaned up the problems they were having, or if it's going to be a very similar game to game number 2.
Yeah, and we're back into a best-of-3, which is hilarious considering we were in a best-of-3 of the last game as well. But the Vipers like, yeah, whatever, let's go next. We're going to continue that lead that we had before, keep you scoreless for another 5 minutes. And now they're up essentially 9-0 here. An interesting car swap from Crazy Cat, switching to the 2016 Batmobile, my personal favorite car. However, we'll have to see if that car change is able to make any difference. Maybe it's a fresh set of mind that he needs going into this game 3, but it shouldn't make that much of a difference if the defense doesn't come together. Pass from Toke will go out to Enzo. The shot taken a little bit low, so Quez is able to get in the way. Jockstrap playing it slow. Does get beaten by Quez. An opportunity for Crazy Cat. The goal is open. Finally, the Barracudas find a way out of the nightmare that the last 6 minutes have been.
Did the car change too?
Yeah, they all changed. So Crazy Cat switched from Dominus to the Batmobile. Oswald changed from an Octane to that.
I don't know.
And it's the Nomad, and it looks very interesting. He's got a nice preset. It looks very easy on your eyes. And Quez changed to an Octane from the Dominus, I believe. I can't remember. Maybe he was already Octane. Or Fennec, maybe. I don't know. I'm lost. Anyway.
These cars are kind of ugly. We're tied 1-aside right now. Ball in the back there. The Barracuda side. Crazy Cat does manage to find it almost clear. Enzo immediately volleys it off the back wall. It's going to take it off of Ricochet line. Quez to clean that one up. Toke looking for an opportunity to send it to the corner. Can't quite get the follow-up from the teammate, though.
Enzo beaten by Oswald, taking it all the way down the field. Jockstrap passes path 1, is able to beat Crazy Cat with a bump. An opportunity there. Ooh. Wow, a collapse to the midfield and a great play from the Vipers to push them ahead again in this game. Only 3 minutes and 24 seconds left on the clock, so there's plenty of time for the Barracudas to pull back around. But definitely trying to avoid the nightmare that was the last game. Enzo solo playing it off the backboard, unable to do anything else. So Toke taps it out. Enzo is up, does get beat by Quez, and will go in favor of the Barracudas, but they're unable to score a double commit. Disaster all around. No communication will lead to an opportunity squandered by the Barracudas, and the pressure has completely converted to the Vipers. Oh! The Vipers collapse, as I say that. The Vipers collapse on their own defensive end.
It's okay. It happens. We all cast and curse ourselves. Interesting play there from Quez, pushing back and then having Crazy Cat push it to the side, but shot on goal from Enzo barely dug out from the net by, I believe, observing Oswald and Quez together. Jocks goes to do it again for the side of the Vipers, but can't quite find the connection that's needed. Enzo now looking for an opportunity to push back forwards. Crazy Cat dunks the ball down to no one. Ball bounces up. Jockstrap finds the clear, observing Oswald from mid, volleys it to the back third of the Viper side.
Okay, pops it up. Not at all where he wants wants the ball right now, but Jockstrap will save the day and tap it out. Does get passed out mid. Enzo is able to cut off the pass for a little bit longer. Maybe looks for a double touch. Does get the double touch. Is able to keep it in Barracuda's end a little bit longer, but no follow-up will mean Crazy Cat has a free ball. Toke taps it downfield off the backboard. Oswald with a bang downfield will convert. And now the pass out mid from Crazy Cats in favor of Enzo, who goes for the solo play. A demo onto someone. Hard to tell from that angle. And it will lead to a goal. A pinched opportunity off the ground. I can't tell if it was intentional. We have no replay. However, that was a fantastic shot. Back in the net, found for the Vipers, finding that lead again.
Still have just under 2 minutes left here in game number 3. Whoever comes out on top is going to put themselves at match point. Vipers up by 1. Definitely not the almost unsurmountable lead that they had at this point in the last game, but now they're up by 2. That was a double commit on that goal, but it did end up working out in their favor.
And the lead extended for the Vipers will turn this game into a much scarier situation, but a doable situation for the Barracudas. But something needs to change. Vipers holding their defensive line. Toke pushes it out past, observing Oswald, has to get it all the way across, all on his own. Jockstrap will beat him out, however, as he's unable to do that. Oswald passes off the backboard, beats out Enzo, pass is happening against the sidewall, so Crazy Cat gets the free touch. Toke passes it mid. This could be terrible. Nomad in the double commit again from the Barracudas, committing 2 players to that. Means that they will gain no pressure from that awful play all around. And Crazy Cat beat by Enzo. Finally, the pressure in favor of the Vipers, but they will end up getting pushed back into their own end regardless. An opportunity for Crazy Cat, but it was thrown wide. And again, 2 players in the corner. They just don't seem to have a plan of what they want to do on offense.
Doing things with a purpose is something a lot of these esports tower teams seem to have been struggling with lately. Let's see if they can find the purpose. Serving Oswald gets goal number 3 for the Barracudas. They're not down and out just yet. 1 goal differential, 44 seconds on the clock. Can the Barracudas find a buzzer beater for themselves and send us into overtime? Will they find 2 and prevent the Vipers from closing out game number 3 in their favor? Vipers up by 1, looking for a security goal. They've got 30 seconds to make some magic happen, though, if you're rooting for the Barracudas.
We've gone from an 8-goal game at an 8-0 scoreline to an even, almost even, 7-goal game between these Vipers and Barracudas. Very tight series all around. I wouldn't say it from the last game, however. But finally, the Barracudas found their way into the offensive end. They can find a way in one more time. They only have 10 seconds now to do it. Vipers looking for an opportunity to extend the goal, maybe kill some time in the air. A pass downfield, blocked by Enzo. An opportunity could be here. He has to keep it up.
He bumps his own teammate. This could be a disaster. And the Vipers tap it down. Oswald barely keeps it up a little bit longer. Quez has to go up. Double commit. Crazy Cat is still in the way.
And now the Vipers pull ahead in the series. And I believe that puts them at match point.
It does. So they just got to close out one more 5-minute game going in their favor if they want to come out on top. But, you know, we could still see the Barracudas win this next game in their favor. There's some things that need to be cleaned up, and that's really doing things with a purpose, not just because you can. And if you're not communicating that purpose, it makes it very difficult for the follow-up to happen. And cleaning up the double and triple commits that we're just perpetually seeing. The rosters for these 2 squads are what we're going to be seeing in the Invitational. Right now, coaches are trying to get as much time as possible for the Barracudas to practice together. It seems like they are lacking some teamwork and communication as well as working around each other's play styles. So let's hope they clean that up before the Invitational. Right now, they might only have 5 more minutes to show us if they can put the pieces back together. Best of luck to the Barracudas. Right now, though, Vipers at match point.
Definitely the Barracudas need to work on not fighting each other for control of the play so often and working cohesively instead. Looks like we switched back to the tryhard cars. No more crazy Nomad and no more Batmobile as far as I can tell. Looks like we made also a roster swap. Looks like we might have Sussy Santa Lover back into the game over, I believe, was it Crazy Cat?
Yes, it was Crazy Cat. We'll have to see how this works out for them. Ball here in the corner with Enzo. Very little pressure. Quez comes in to put pressure on them. Sussy Santa Lover finds the kind of clear over towards the side. They're going to push it forward. The rotations did not come out, though, from the Vipers just yet. The ball's still at the mid. Quez is going to force the ball to go off the ceiling. Play it around Enzo. Jocks, though, in the goalie position. Will try and find a clear stop by Quez. Toke now looking to send it up towards the midfield. Taken away by Sussy Santa Lover. Jox looking to give it to Enzo. Enzo plays it around one, can't get it past Quez, who causes the pinch off the ceiling. Quez, though, does lose a teammate, so that means a reset as Jox goes forward with possession.
Oh, and a great flip reset, barely saved at the last moment by the Vipers. Quez now looks for a touch out mid. Jockstrot does find the clear across, so Enzo is able to keep the ball a little bit longer. No one in his way. He has plenty of time. Enzo making the play over one, looks for the dunk, does get it. I wonder if the hanging in the air actually saved it or if it was just a missed touch from the Vipers, but regardless, the play was good, and the Vipers will pull ahead, or the Barracudas will pull ahead. Is that right? Did we switch sides?
We switched sides again. The Vipers are currently in orange, Barracudas are in blue, so that is actually a Vipers goal there. Our scoreboard might rectify its situation here in a moment, but Bacchus might like to be a little creative sometimes.
Bacchus has its own way of doing things, and so do these Esports Towers teams, relying heavily on their own playstyles and aggression to keep ahead in these games. But right now, the Vipers are doing a really good job of using their defensive turtle up playstyle to force Barracudas to overcommit, giving them opportunities for shots. Quez now looking to play it slow, back into his own corner to Oswald, who does get the tap around one. Enzo's in the way, doesn't make contact. A double commit from the Vipers. This could be open. There needs to be a follow-up, but no one is there. Sandalover hits it off the backboard again, but they have time this time. Oh, it barely sneaks in. No, it's out. Jockstrot gets the save, the pinch out. Nobody else able to follow it up. Oh my goodness. And now Sussy Sandalover looking for a play mid, but is unable to do anything else. So Enzo looks at the play, unable to get the flick past one, and the play will convert to Vipers pressure.
Does look like Sandalover will find a slight clear, immediately thwarted by Toge, who pulls it into the corner, looking to give it to a teammate, finds Enzo. Enzo and observing Oswald collided mid-flight. Oswald looks for an opportunity to get possession. Toge sends the ball to the other side. Looked like it was intended for Enzo. Unfortunately, though, the angle and the momentum were just not in their favor. Sussy Sanda dunks the ball down here in the corner on the Viper side of the field. Still only a one-goal game right now as we're crossing into the 2-minute territory. Barracuda's looking for that equalizer. Vipers looking for the security goal.
Barely missed opportunity there. Could have been a scary moment, and Enzo left the ball, maybe relying a little bit too much on Barracuda's pacifism, but it didn't end up working out in his favor. Jockstrot gets the pass out mid to Toke, who takes a high and wide shot, unable to find back in the net there, but a Demon Quez could open up an opportunity. Oswald has nowhere to go except for through, and he does get through. So now Toke and Jockstrot fighting each other for possession of the wall. SSL passes it off the backboard. Toke gets the touch, looks for the tap out mid, does get a banging touch. Oswald is able to stay in the way, however, the pressure is in favor of the Vipers. Jockstrot passes it off the corner, unable to do anything else. Sandalover hits it out. Jockstrot gets the tap, unable to do anything else with it. Toke will take the 50-50. It will just kind of hang in the corner for a little bit longer until Buzz is able to take control here and look for a shot, but does end up losing it out to Enzo.
Observing Oswald stops the clear, gets a couple nice touches here to center it up. It does look like Enzo's going to get a touch on it though and send it to the midfield. Sussy Sandalover's going to send it into the corner. Going to be corralled again by Enzo, who has no pressure being put on them right now, bringing it to the midfield. Jox will touch the ball, send it to the side, centering it up for Toge. Toge tries to take the shot. It's going to be taken away though. Toge's deep into that Barracuda's goal. Quez now looking for an opportunity to find a clear. Sussy Sandalover's going to be the one to get the touch, and almost cleared around Enzo. Follow up from observing Oswald, finds the clear and finds the back of the net. We are now tied with 32 seconds left on the clock. It's anybody's game. We are at the It's Complicated 0-0.
Only 30 seconds left on the clock. This has been a recurring theme so far today, is that they like to take these games down to the wire. Toke playing back, kind of waiting for his teammate. Jockstrot does get a tap up. Santa passes it out mid, does get the tap out to Toke, who hits it all the way across to his teammate Enzo, takes the backboard touch. Quez does get the read, taps out. Jockstrot mid, unable to make any more contact, loses it. Sussy passes it forward a little bit longer. Toke off the wall. Taps it mid, Enzo is there. Just kind of hitting it back and forth between each other, not really able to make a play happen yet. Barely gets it past one, and now it will drop, leading us to an overtime. This will either be the end or the beginning of a really fantastic next game.
Ooh, Quez with a great dunk, but unfortunately there was a double commit from the Vipers defense, and they did manage to save that ball. Sussy Santa gets another one. Can Oswald find the angle to get it in? They will not, and we have three offensive players kind of piled up here in the corner. Toge whips it off that backboard. Enzo looking to dig this one out, can't quite find it. Observing Oswald goes for the shot, gonna hit the backboard, follow-up, hits the crossbar again. Double commit from the Vipers defense, balls pops up, Quez goes for the shot, and it does finally go in. We are tied 2-2 in this best-of-5 series. Next game is winner takes all. No pressure.
No pressure at all. I mean, it's the exact same situation they were just in one whole game now. They have no more lives left on the board from either team. What do you kind of think of that roster switch coming into game 4 here?
I feel like it was an interesting choice because Crazy Cat can be very strong on the defense and very strong on the offense, depending on what role they need to be fulfilling. Also, I do believe they've had quite a bit of experience with Quez. It's been a while since we've seen Quez. However, just because the warm-up time period and having SSL already having played earlier, that might have been the missing link that they needed to kind of equalize things out just a little bit. So nothing on you, Crazy Cat. It was just the necessary of having someone whose head was already, in the game and gears were already spinning and turning. But it could go either way. We might see another roster swap. We could see Crazy Cat come right back in. I don't know, but right now it feels like it's pretty equal. They just really, if the Barracudas want to come out on top, they need to clean up the double commits.
I definitely have to agree. I think the double commits kind of did seem to go mostly away when they pulled Crazy Cat, but I can't really attribute that to Crazy Cat specifically. There were a lot of opportunities that I saw where Crazy Cat was already there and he had a teammate bumping him, so something about the team synergy not necessarily isn't there, but isn't there right now. So I wouldn't surprise me if this roster change stays for Game 5, if there's an expectation to win. We will see it will stay, but man, that last game was so close. I have no idea who's going to come out on top.
That is a sign of some good Rocket League. We have Sussy Santa Lover trying to center it up. It does end up getting circumvented, though, and sent all the way to the other side of the field. Enzo goes for the shot, taken away by observing Oswald. Toke and observing Oswald. Elevate. Oswald's the one to get the better of the 2 touches. Quez is going to push forward. Ball is too far wide of the goal. Quez centers it up. Oswald rotates back, but it seems like they weren't quite ready for that one. Sussy Santa going to set it to the side, center it back up. Taken away by Jockstrot. Quez comes back in to prevent this ball from getting into the back third. Does get demoed by Jocks in the process. Enzo cherry picking. Doesn't get a touch as Sussy Santa comes in to stop that pass from Toke.
4 players in the corner. Quez taking it slow, tries to get past Jockstrot, fails. Observing Oswald is up, unable to make contact. An opportunity here. It's still off the backboard. Here could be another shot. Toke hits it down to Enzo, who's unable to find the back of the net on his own. Jockstrot keeps it in play a little bit longer. Oswald does get the bang downfield, could be open. Enzo isn't in the way, and it will go in. A wide open net, almost saved at the last moment by the Vipers. The Barracudas will pull ahead, finding a lead that they need to keep the pressure on the Vipers coming into Game 5.
Took a whole minute for that first goal to be scored for the Barracudas. We have observing Oswald now going forward. Ball's being spiked up by Jockstrot. Jocks now looking for a clear, takes a couple of touches, does not have a lot of pressure on them. Was finally does decide to cut in to put it on to... Oh, ball hits the ceiling. Looks like Toge's going to try and pass it to Enzo. Enzo was still falling off of that awkward pinch play earlier. Jocks, and I believe that was Sussy Santa, will go for the 50-50. Ball still in favor of the Vipers. Ball centered up. Enzo can't get a touch as Quez pushes it to the side. Back to Jockstrot, though. Almost a double commit between Sussy Santa and Quez results in Quez actually be able to get the pass from Santa. Enzo, though, elevates, taking the ball away.
Keeping it close, does get beaten by SSL, who takes it off the wall, looking to go all the way around now, and he gets beaten, but it will hang in front of the net a little bit longer. Quez could shoot a double commit from Toke, and one of the other Vipers will lead to an opportunity, but ends up Enzo being in the way. He goes for the musky touch, is unable to get it. Jockstrot pops above one. Oh, gets bumped, is unable to keep it to himself a little bit longer. Quez with the touch will lead out to Enzo, who gets the pass out mid, unable to make any more contact. SSL passes over to his teammate, gives it away. Now the pressure has converted in favor of Barracudas. Vipers need a way out, and they need an offensive opportunity fast. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck in a world of hurt going into this last half.
Quez steals the ball away from Enzo. Jockso takes it right back. It ricochets off the ceiling. They might lose possession here to observing Oswald. Jockstrap plays it around one, leaves it for Enzo. Touch from Sussy Santa Lover will force Toke to come in and get involved in the play. Off the back wall, Sussy looks for a clear, can't quite find it. Observing Oswald has to take it around two, decides to take one out instead. Quez leaves it for Santa, who finds the clear. He's going to toss it to Quez. Quez sends it to the corner. Oswald looking for an opportunity. It looks like an awkward double commit does result in Enzo ending up with possession. Ball crossing that midfield stripe. Quez looking for a chance to take it away from Jockstrot.
Jockstrap up, passes down, is unable to get past SSL, but Quez has an opportunity. He does not make contact, so Toke will hit it off the wall. It will go in favor of Oswald. It passes out mid. Toke is able to remain in the way, takes it low 50. It will go in favor of SSL, so Jockstrap is on the wall to get in the way. One is back. Jockstrap does find the beat, an opportunity here, but Oswald is in the way a little bit longer. Oswald in the way, over and over again, unable to get past the midfield for the Vipers. They need to find a way to break down and work together or get a demo on to Oswald. Finally, they work together for the pass off the ball. An opportunity here finally there as they're playing offense, but SSL taps it away a little bit longer. Could be dangerous. Nothing more can be done with this, so Enzo has to follow up the wall and just try to keep possession.
Serving Oswald gets it past them. Jockstrap off their own back wall, looks for a touch, can't find it. Double commit from the Barracudas. Sussy Santa at the mid tries to pop this ball to prevent the volley from happening. Quez gets a touch. It's going to go to the wall where Jockstrap was waiting. Shot on goal a little bit too wide, being the saving grace there for the Barracudas. Observing Oswald pushing forward, does have Sussy Santa there to help him out as they get taken out instead. So Quez now forced to rotate back. Observing Oswald is ready for a pass from Quez. Quez is going to elevate off the wall. Has the opportunity to dunk this down to a teammate. Doesn't really need to, though. Takes the shot. Jockstrap's going to take that one away, sending it to the side, passing it to Enzo. Quez not giving up just yet. Observing Oswald chasing after this ball. Enzo's coming in. Ends up ricocheting off of Enzo. Shot on goal from Sussy Santa. And that's going to be goal number 2 for the Barracudas with 30 seconds left on the clock.
The adjustment made in Game 4 is paying dividends for them right now. They only have to hold a 2-goal lead for 30 seconds. That definitely has to be a comfortable spot. 2 goals is usually manageable, but in 30 seconds, it's quite an uphill climb, and in such a short time as well. Enzo trying to be in the way, is unable to do anything else. He gets played below, and SSL will find a 3rd goal, 18 seconds left on the clock. That's 1 goal for 6 seconds. That's the only hope the Vipers have, but that is quite the difficult venture that they have in front of them. And so far, the Barracudas are not letting up anytime soon. Enzo desperately trying to create an opportunity, smashing it downfield, barely SSL missing, and now an opportunity from Vipers, but it is quickly thrown away by a bad 50 in the midfield. Enzo has to re-find all that ground just made.
No time left. Ball hits the ground. That should be it. Honestly, if I were, yes, the Barracudas, I would just ground the ball. And with that, the Barracudas will win out in this best-of-5 series. 3-2, definitely not an easy game to win out. Well, easy series, but as you mentioned, game number 4, the adjustments that were made came in absolutely clutch for the Barracudas.
Yeah, like I said, paying dividends. I feel like if that adjustment didn't come through with the roster change, it probably wouldn't have won the series, to be honest. It was a pretty, before they switched, it was the 8-0 game, essentially, right? So it was a pretty difficult game for them to come back from, but overall, well-fought series.
We'll see how things shake out for the Barracudas in the future going into our Summer Invitational. But if you are someone who's interested in being seen by expert college recruiters or talking directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then you should join the club. Esports Star players get insider access to industry insights with our featured rumbles. Recruiters are taking notice of these events as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. So the Barracudas beat out the Vipers just barely. It was very close for an extended period of time. Wrapping up the night for the Vipers, they'll face off against the Penguins. A team we'll not be seeing in our invitational, but we've invited them here nonetheless to see how they shake out against some of our more veteran teams. However, before we jump into that match, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back here in just a few minutes.
Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
We're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by.
We're broadcasting from the Esports Arena. Oh, joke's on me. Okay, and we're going to be wrapping up the night with the Vipers playing golf against the Penguins. In case you missed it, we are about to wrap up our broadcast here from the Boys Taking Pants Esports Arena for the Esports Tower Rumble. I'm still your host, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me on desk to call the action is Joe Tacky Chickbrow. All right, so last couple games, it feels like we've had some struggles on defense, right?
Yeah, I would argue the last game was probably the closest to more where it should be. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. The roster swap kind of threw it through a loop. But yeah, defense, I feel like I have to say this every single week, but defense definitely is the benefactor of the team that wins the most.
All right, well, we're hoping to see some good, clean defense and clean Rocket League overall in this next match. However, there are other important aspects of advice that come into play for Rocket League, and we're going to be giving those to these players for our last best-of-3 game between the Vipers and the Penguins. And those keys to the game are going to come in the form of docs, keys to the game presented today by the esportstower.com. Those keys in particular are create the mistakes, punish the overcommits, play the walls better, and demo to disrupt. Score pro advice at esportstower.com, where you can improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Yes, I was correct. It is going to be the Penguins versus the Vipers, and we have stepped down in our series every single time thus far. So this one's best of 3. I'm interested to see if we go 1-1 again, just to force us into a game through all the anxieties on the table. It's for all the marbles, you know, the whole shebang, the whole tomato.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see just who we've got for the Penguins here. It looks like we've got some familiar names. We have Free Ink, Llama, who I don't think I've seen before, and Side KJS. I feel like the Penguins title, whether or not who's playing under it, isn't pulled out that often. So it's nice to see, you know, a new animal get thrown onto the table a little bit. This time we got Penguins versus Vipers. But we'll have to see what this Penguins team has in store for us in the short time that they have the opportunity to be on the field with us.
We've seen some roster swaps as well for the Vipers. Drox is going to maintain their position, but we have High Ice coming in, a name we've seen a couple of times. Be Happy 2004 is a newer one. But between Jocks, and I think that was actually Be Happy, they'll find goal number 1. And then as far as the Penguins go, you brought it up earlier, I think KJS might be another player that we've seen here, KJ4 Esports Tower Rocket League, just possibly with a name change. I could be completely wrong, though. It could be a brand new player. And if you are a brand new player, welcome. If it's you, KJ, hello. Good to see you again.
High Ice with the clear down the center of the field. Takes it back to himself. Is unable to beat Llama Comp. He plays it back to himself. Free Ink ends up cutting in instead. Jockstrap will pass up to himself off the ceiling. Is beat by Side. Maybe expecting it to hit the ceiling with a little bit more force. Instead, Be Happy will hit it back and away. So High Ice will pass with getting it out. Plays it back to himself. Goes for the ceiling play, but is beat out by Free Ink. Will pass out to Be Happy. Taps it up and away towards the wall. Jockstrap looking for his own play, but is unable to do anything well. So the pressure will convert in favor of, I guess, the Penguins.
Lamakov at the mid has Jocks make an awkward touch as well as High Ice. It looks like we have some weird color situation going on. Anyway, my brain is not working anymore. Jockstrap Free Ink go for the challenge. No one gets it. Be Happy is going to come in.
Forces the 50. High Ice able to get around 1.
The colors are swapping every time we change perspective.
Are they?
Yep. Almost every time.
On the scoreboard or on the...
On the field.
On the field?
Because High Ice is currently listed as being in blue, even though they're in yellow.
Oh.
And Llama.com's now yellow, even though they're blue. Be Happy is blue, even though they're yellow. I don't know. I'm just going to call names. Free Ink's going to push forward with possession. It's going to look like it's Joshua on the ground. See, they went from blue to yellow. Now good pushing forward into the corner, takes the shot. 3 defenders there to stop it. None of them can make contact, and that is another goal for the Vipers.
Okay, Jockstrut with the breakaway. Will take it up off the ball. Maybe look for a pass off the ceiling. Will make contact, but kind of slow. Side is able to hit it out. High Ice in the way. Not able to make contact. Llama looking for a flick. Gets it over. Jockstrut is able to save it out. High Ice can't find an opportunity, but does leave it for Free Ink. Rotates around. Jockstrut moving up. Unable to do anything with it. Passes away. Side looking for an opportunity off the ball. Is unable to do anything with it. Big clear downfield towards Free Ink. Unable to make contact, and will go in favor of the Vipers, I believe.
I think all of those goals almost have been scored by Jocks. Maybe one, yeah, one from Be Happy and the High Ice, but then the rest are all from Jockstrut. We've got 2 minutes left here in game number 1. It's best of 3. Vipers currently up by 4. Penguins have not put one on the board yet. Looking for that morality goal, or they can close this gap. 1 goal every 30 seconds is doable. However, they've got to clean up and take away these opportunities from Jocks. Jocks just does not have pressure on them most of the time. And the response instead is actually going to be Llama.com getting taken out by Jockstrut.
Jockstrut passes all the way downfield. Be Happy taps off the backboard. A good passing play, but not quite able to finish. Jockstrut hits it back off the wall. An opportunity here. A great redirect. Really hard to save, and it will leak in barely. Jockstrut showing off why he is an Esports Tower player. What an excellent shot.
Yeah, Jock is currently 4 for 5 shots on goal. Yes, High Ice was the other one to get that goal in for the side of the Vipers. Right now, we are dwindling down to the last 80 seconds here. Vipers currently up by 5. Llama.com centers it up, but KJ cannot find the touch in time. Be Happy with possession's going to pop it up. Free Ink's going to dunk it down past them. Jocks immediately circumvents that opportunity for a shot on goal. Ball at the midfield. KJ's going to rotate back. Look for a touch here. Be Happy's going to put pressure on them, as will High Ice. The ball gets pinched up towards the ceiling. No one corralling this ball down just yet. Llama.com anticipating the shot on goal from High Ice, but a triple commit from the Penguins does result in a save. Ball at the midfield. KJ has very low pressure, plays it around High Ice. Can they find a centering opportunity for Llama to get a shot on goal? They will not. Instead, the ball's going to be cleared by Jockstrut.
High Ice passes it down. Jockstrut is in the way. Llama.com taps it away. And now, kind of a slow play on the corner. Be Happy trying to get past one. He is able to get it. No contact from the Penguins. Will make it so the Vipers can pull ahead, I believe, even further. Yep, 6-0. Vipers favor. Kind of ringing of the same kind of sound of the 8-0 from the Vipers earlier today in the best of 5, but this time a completely different roster and completely different team to play against. It feels like the Vipers offense has definitely been something to watch out for today, which is not usually something that we have to worry, or that either team has to worry about with them.
5 seconds left. Penguins still just looking for one morality boost goal for themselves, but the ball's going to hit the ground before they can get a breakaway with that. The Penguins will look to try and equalize out our series in game number 2 if they can. Currently, though, Jockstrut needs to be shut down.
I definitely have to agree there, but all around, the Viper offense is looking particularly good today. They're doing a good job of working together to find the back of the net, and I just think generally overall the triple and double commits are again biting the Penguins in the where sun don't shine, to say the least.
Well, that comes down to communication and working together. Penguins are a newer roster being put together by the Esports Tower, so it's going to take a little bit of time for the cobwebs to go away and for everyone to figure out each other's play styles and how to work around one another. After all, this is just a scrimmage, and it is a best of 3, so they got to clean things up quickly if they want to have the opportunity to challenge the Vipers in this next game. Otherwise, Vipers will win out the series. They're already at match point. That's how a best of 3 works. That's why they are such anxiety-inducing series.
Game 2, 50-50, even in the midfield, hanging in the air. Free Ink does get the first half, however, towards the back of the net. Jockstrut hits it away. Llama.com unable to make anything happen, so Be Happy will bang it downfield back to himself, makes his own play. Lamacom beats out the second time, however, and Dogstrot will have to take control.
Well, at the mid, High Ice is going to get a touch on it, played around 1. It's going to be tossed back across that midfield stripe, though, to the back third on the Viper side. Dogstrot's going to pop it up, look to play it around Free Ink. They managed to do that by sending it to High Ice, but shot on goal from Free Ink instead. It's going to result in goal number 1 for the Penguins.
Penguins finding their first goal of the series so far. Definitely a sigh of relief for them. Now they just have to find a way to hold it and extend it. But so far, Dogstrot still unwilling to give up these games quite yet, playing very offensively, getting in the face of the Penguins' end. Now looking for a play off the wall side, unable to make contact. Lamacom gets the pinch. It will go around Dogstrot and towards the back of the net, but High Ice will be in the way. Taps it back to himself, is unable to beat Lamacom. It will roll towards the right wall, and Free Ink takes a shot. It is on, and no one is up. I believe that will extend the Penguins once more. Yes, 2-0 lead.
There's still just about 4 minutes left with Free Ink off the kickoff by goal number 3 very easily. There was no one rotating into that defensive back post position for the Vipers immediately off kickoff. That comes down to making sure those rotations are in sync and you're calling who's going up and who is rotating back. High Ice looks for an opportunity to center it up for a teammate, gets it to Jockstrot. Dox dunks it down. Does look like it's going to be a cross-map shot coming in from Free Ink to find goal number 4 for the Penguins.
The Vipers' offense is just struggling this game. Not sure what in particular it is, but nothing is going right for them yet. They need to make sure that they're following their usual calm, cool, and collected play style. We'll have to see how they're able to integrate it and work around finding 4 goals that they need just to come back into this game.
We have Free Ink and Lamacom bring the ball across that midfield stripe. Be Happy goes for the challenge. KJ goes for the shot, manages to find it. That's goal number 5 for the Penguins.
Definitely a defensive breakdown from the Vipers. I'm curious as to what's going on their end, but they still have time to turn it around. 3 minutes is plenty of time. It gives them a lot less rest than it normally would. However, they need to make a change now, otherwise they're going to be in an awkward spot going into game 3.
Ball at the midfield, looks like Free Ink and Jocks are going to go for the challenge. Jocks gets the touch, sending it to High Ice. He takes the shot, it's going to hit the backboard. The follow-up from Be Happy is going to be saved by Free Ink. Ball here in the corner, High Ice elevates, can't get there fast enough. Free Ink dunks it down past them. KJ ends up spiking the ball up. Lamacom volleys the ball across that midfield stripe. It goes to the wall where Jocks is waiting, but Llama gets the passing lane, stealing it away. High Ice redirecting towards the corner, tries to corral it past. KJ can't. Jock shot off the back wall, dunks the ball down, ends up with Lamacom. High Ice trying to find an opportunity to dig this ball out of the corner. Lamacom with possession. Falls in front of the goal. Shot cannot be taken as it's taken away by Jockstrot. Follow-up from Free Ink. Too far, too wide. So ball gets cleared to the corner.
Half away from Be Happy over to High Ice, unable to make contact. Lamacom gets it away, looking for a touch of his own, does get past, and now he has an opportunity, but Be Happy is playing defense. He passes it out mid. Oh my goodness, he just gave him the freest shot of his life, but barely didn't put it in. Be Happy looking to play it around his own teammate a little bit there, a little bit of communication error. And now finally, the Penguins break back out into the Vipers' end, looking to extend their lead to a 6-goal, mimicking the Vipers' domination in the first game.
Jockstrot dumps it all down to Be Happy, who flicks the ball in as goal number 1 for the Vipers. They're still down by 4. Minute 46 seconds. It isn't impossible, but it's definitely difficult. They need to clean up their offense and some of their defensive issues they've been having and making sure these passes are connecting. The defense for the Penguins is not the strongest, but they're able to make passes connect if there's not pressure being put on them. Be Happy finds goal number 2 for the Vipers, now only down by 3. That's roughly 1 goal every 33 seconds now.
Definitely plenty of time in that block. We've asked for less or more goals and less time before, but they have to start making it work now. Otherwise, the time is not going to be working in their favor. High Ice has to chase it to the corner, has to beat out one, is unable to do it, so he passes it out mid. Crazy opportunity, could have been a scoring opportunity to say the least, but Jockstrot passes mid to High Ice, makes contact, but loses the 50-50. Be Happy has to rotate back, kind of shadowing, does get bumped out of the way. Free Ink has an opportunity. Oh, and he passes aside, completely whips an open net, unable to extend his lead further. High Ice looking for a touch, unable to do anything. Keeps the pressure in the favor of the Penguins for a little bit longer. Jockstrot gets the tap. playing upfield. Unable to break past the midfield line as Lamacomp will pass it backboard to backboard once more.
High Ice looking to play it around 2. Double commit from the Vipers. Does allow Lamacomp to break through. Gets a touch. Jockstrat clears it off the wall. Looking to send it to High Ice before Ice can get there. Free Ink comes in to volley it to the side and into the corner here on the Vipers. Back third. KJ goes for the shot, gets demoed in the process, hits the crossbar. The follow-up's not there in time. Lamacomp resets it slightly, goes for another opportunity to center it up, has it taken away by High Ice. We have 18 seconds left on the clock. That's a goal roughly every 5 seconds now, with it ticking to 15. If the Vipers are looking to equalize this out, I don't think they're going to be able to do it. And I think the Penguins are going to walk away with a Game 2 victory here as we see a double commit from the Vipers.
Yeah, this has not gone in the favor of Vipers this time. Defensive breakdown all around. It kind of almost silly, but definitely something they can bounce back from. We saw how powerful they were in the first game. Definitely a point in their gameplay they can reach coming into Game 3.
Game number 3 is for all the marbles, the whole tomato. I don't know, the whole shebang, the kit and the caboodle. I don't.
All the marbles.
I don't know any other things I can say here, other than it's anybody's game. I feel like there was a lot of sloppiness coming out in game number 2 from the Vipers, which is not normally what we see, but it does happen. They've been playing for there we go. A full enchilada is another one. A whole tomato is a reference from Community, if any of you have seen that show. It's from 2013. I get it if you haven't. I'm old. Anyway, right now, anybody's game. It's could go either way. There's issues on both sides, like triple committing in the goal on defense coming out from the Penguins and double committing on defense coming out from the Vipers. So who cleans up what is really what's going to decide things here. And honestly, the Vipers need to stop letting passes just go super easily. Next 5 minutes are going to tell. I don't really want to see a high-scoring game in either one team's favor. I want it to be pretty equal.
Definitely, it would be proper Esports Tower fashion to take a Game 3 to overtime, but we'll have to see. Adjustments need to be made from both teams. Definitely some cleaning up to do. We'll have to see what they have in store for us. Jockstrot makes contact, but it looks like he loses 50-50. There are 3 Penguins playing on one half of the field right now. Definitely not the spot you want to be in. The pass out will go in favor of Side. He might have had an open net if he had just taken the shot, but bad defensive play all around. The lead High Ice could pass it out. Definitely a shot could have gone in there too. Jockstrot kind of left high and dry by his team. Free Ink passes towards the back corner. An open net again, but Be Happy is able to keep it out a little bit longer. Jockstrot takes a shot. Almost own goals from the Penguins. Disaster almost struck 4 or 5 times in the first minute of this game. Side has to look for a play of his own. Looks for the flick. Does get past one. Unable to do anything else. Lamacomp will tap it up, buy a little bit more time. Jockstrot will take that time, however, and give it to Be Happy, who will end up putting it mid, but not in a suitable fashion quite yet.
Also at the midfield, Mama comes in, has the opportunity to center it up for a teammate, but Be Happy beats him with the ball, hits the ceiling. High Ice spikes up, hits the ceiling again. Free Ink's gonna come in. 50-50 between them and High Ice. Neither one win it out. Side comes in to try and get it around Jock. Josh sends it to the side where Be Happy's at. Free Ink chasing after that ball. High Ice sends it to Jock, who centers it up. Does not look like Be Happy will be there in time, though, as we're now past the 90-second mark and no one finding a goal just yet.
Side up off the wall, unable to contact. Jockstrot will hit it down and away. Free Ink looking for a pass. Be Happy doesn't make contact. An opportunity here, but Side goes for the 50-50. Instead, it will bounce in front of the net. Free Ink needs to take a shot, keep some kind of pressure on, but he's unable to do it. It's rolling in front of the net. Jockstrot finds a way out, and way our Vipers are good for now. Takes a pass. Against the ceiling, nobody there to respond. Again, nobody following up on Jockstrot's setup. Now Free Ink gets a free clear and has to set up a play of his own. Be Happy takes towards the wall, is going to look for a pass mid, more than likely ends up abandoning the play altogether. Gives it to Jockstrot from Lamacomp's touch. A bump onto Jockstrot will let High Ice take control for just a moment.
KJ looks for a touch, goes off the back wall. Llama tries to get the follow-up, but Jocks gets it instead. Free Ink's gonna try to reset this opportunity for the side of the Penguins. Still no one has scored. We're crossing across the 2-minute and 30-second mark. Ball off the back wall, cannot be found by the Vipers. Crossing midfield stripe now. We have 3 Ink looking to dunk this down to KJ or center it up. Be Happy, though, is going to get a nose on it. Ball hits the crossbar. Jox tries to dig it at the net. Barely manages to. High Ice finds it clear to the mid, but Llamacomp's waiting right there.
Lamacomp passes towards the backboard. Jockstrut carries it out just above, unable to find a shot there. Be Happy is up, touches it out a little bit longer, but is unable to do anything else with it. Lamacomp continues the pressure. Side looks for the shot, unable to do anything. High Ice misses. Be Happy has an opportunity. Side has to beat Jockstrut, but ends up leaving it. High Ice taps it out. Jockstrut can follow it up now. Does beat out one. It is headed towards the net, but a little bit off, maybe a little wide. For Ink, making a play of his own, looks to pass out mid, unable to make any sort of contact, so High Ice will get the touch instead. Lamacomp has to throw it away. Jockstrut takes it, gets the challenge. It's an open net. Jockstrut takes a shot. The lead in the favor of the Vipers after a long time. Finally, the defense will break down off of a great bump from the Vipers onto the Penguins.
We have just under 90 seconds left here. Penguins looking for a goal to equal things out. Vipers looking for their security goal, so there's no buzzer beater. Might have just found it as the ball rolls past one of their defenders. Freak, though, gets a touch on it here. High Ice goes for the challenge. Does look like it's going to get volleyed and across that midfield stripe. Free Ink gets a shot in and barely saved at the last second by High Ice.
Risky situation. Be Happy is able to play past one. They're not willing to give up their lead quite yet. Free Ink taps it all the way down. Jockstrut's going to slow play. He's going to take it towards the corner, trying to keep the ball to himself. Unable to remain in really good contact, hoping a teammate would come to save him. Unable to do anything else with the roll to the opposite corner. They still have a little bit of time. High Ice takes the 50. Oh, it almost goes all the way in. A bad 50-50 almost led to an equalizer. Here, 40 seconds left on our clock. Lamacomp battling it out, trying to bump them out of the way and create an opportunity, but a High Ice is unable to create anything out of it. High Ice, dribbling to himself, takes the shot. The demo will end up not meaning anything. Somehow we didn't make, Penguins didn't make contact with that save. And now the Vipers will pull ahead 2-0 with 30 seconds left on the clock. The pressure is in their favor in this game 3.
High Ice will demo one of the Penguins off kickoff as well. Jockstrut goes for the challenge. Free Ink's going to elevate. Ball crosses midfield stripe regardless. Lamacomp volleys it. It's going to go into the corner on the Vipers back third. Free Ink bumps Jockstrut out of the way. Llama pops the ball up. Jox will elevate over KJ. High Ice looks for the redirect to Jox. Jox is going to pop the ball back up in front of the goal here, but it goes to the side. We got 3 minutes left on 3 seconds left on the clock. Vipers up by 2. I do believe this is going to be a victory for them, but they're trying to keep the ball in the air just to find one more goal for themselves. But with that, ball hits the ground. Vipers walk away with a 2-1 victory. Took them a while to figure things out in the last game.
Yeah, I have to agree. It was a much closer battle, which I guess makes a little bit of sense. It was a blowout in the first game, sort of a blowout in the second game. It makes sense that they meet in the middle for the last game 3, but you know, it was a well-fought game, a good series. I mean, every series today went to the final game, so it was really exciting day all around of Rocket League for Esports Tower.
That's what we like to see. Means some good Rocket League, and if you want the opportunity to see by some expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then you need to join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with their featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice of these events as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. We have one more task set out before us, and I actually think for once we're at a consensus.
Probably. I felt like it was pretty clear today overall. But,
yeah.
I mean, the 3 people that I have written down, because player of the game is what we're moving to now. I have Enzo, Jockstrut, and specifically that picture of Doc as my...
Yep. I'm in the same boat. So those are the suggestions we get to make. Ultimately, it is up to production. We don't get the final say here.
But if I did, I would pick the picture of Doc, because I think that he really made the games more intense today.
We could be completely wrong, though. It does look like the player of the game is going to be Enzo. So congratulations, Enzo. The ICCU player of the game is brought to you by the Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central is helping members achieve financial success. Enzo is Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game.
Have to hand it to Enzo. He was an offensive powerhouse today. Very entertaining player to watch. Did a really good job of creating opportunities in the midfield and forcing the defense to play perfect Rocket League from time to time. And when they didn't, he would counter consistently. Great player all around. A shining star of Esports Tower.
just like all of his teammates.
For sure. Did a great job slotting into that role for the Barracudas when they were down one of their members. So nicely done, Enzo. Look forward to seeing more from you in the future. And hopefully you are going to be you will be part of the Vipers roster going into going into the Invitational later this month. And but as we prepare to close out these matches, do you have any big takeaways?
My big takeaway is mentality and defense. I mean, I have to add defense in there. Defense was huge in a bunch of these, but keeping your mental in place, even after, an 8-0 loss or a 6-0 loss, is what's going to keep you in those games longer and give you the opportunity to come back.
Could not have said it better myself. And with that, I want to give a quick congratulations to all of our teams and for an exciting night here with our Rocket League Esports Tower Rumble as they prepare for the Esports Tower Summer event. The Barracudas, Scorpions, and Vipers all look very strong as they're ready to face off against each other in the coming week. The Penguins also looked very strong for a brand new team. Make sure to join us next week on Wednesday night for our Summer Rocket League Rumble at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to close out with our top 5 plays of the game presented today by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your critical thinking skills into real time with more than 10 jobs offering $20,000 in bonuses and your degree of choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. And from all of us here at Boise State Esports, have a wonderful evening. Stay safe, stay healthy, wear your sunscreen, and drink some water. And we'll see you all next time.
We'll have to see how they're able to integrate it, work around finding 4 goals of the lead just to come back and get this game.
We have Free Ink and Llama Cock bring the ball across that midfield stripe. Be Happy goes for the challenge. KJ goes for the shot, manages to find it. That's goal number 5 for the Penguins. But the last game definitely was a closer scoring game than we saw earlier. So that's what I want to continue to see. Basically guaranteeing a full best of 7 series. At this point, best of 5.
Potato off the wall, Tuka Baby takes the pass off the backboard, no contact, the shot taken, barely threads the needle into the bottom.
Saves it for the Barracudas.
Bounce down, a weird redirect from Barracudas to push it out towards their own end. A little bit of miscommunication. Bumping in the corner, unable to do anything. Jockstrap looks past mid, no one's there. Oh my goodness, a defensive collapse from the Vipers will lead to the Barracudas finding the first.
Because of that situation that occurred. And now Nano finds one finally, so they are 1 for 8.
1 for 8, for anyone who doesn't particularly like math, is really bad.
It's 12.5%.
Yeah, it's pretty miserable, but good baby. Now they are 2 for 9, not much, but scaled creature not having legs, and so far, Crazy Cat has decided the Barracudas are the best of that. Pulling ahead in the first 20 seconds, Crazy Cat takes some.
Oh, what Crazy Cat? That was gorgeous.
I mean, it worked, but where was the challenge on the kickoff? I know a defensive breakdown already from the Vipers.
I don't know.